Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a very special night of gaming. I'm here with some awesome people. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. We can kind of go counterclockwise. Zana, if you want to start.
So, hi, I'm Zana Fox. I'm another streamer here. I also am I'm going to be playing my perspective here. I am a small VTuber creator myself. Mostly just do PNG at the moment, but looking forward to playing this game here.
All right, and Darking.
What's going on, everybody? My name's Darking, small-time retired content creator, music maker. I'm gonna be hanging out tonight. Gonna be playing the role of Stella Clark. Glad to be on board for this adventure.
And last but not least, my good pal Armed Ukulele.
Hello, Armored Ukulele here. I'm not a streamer or anything. I'm just here to game. What up?
All right, and then so Darkin kind of got into it in his introduction, but we'll be playing some specific investigators. I'll be playing the Seeker Rex Murphy. Zana over here will be playing the Mystic Agnes Baker. Obviously, Darkin is playing Stella Clark, the Survivor, and then Armored Ukulele will be playing the Guardian Daniela Reyes. We do have some new players in our midst. Ukulele and I have done quite a bit of Arkham Horror over the last couple months or month or so, so we're pretty good at it, I'd say. I mean, not super good, but good enough. Sorry, like my music feels like it's super loud, and I cannot. Let me turn it down some. Is that better? There we go. It's better than the mixer. All right. Sorry, I couldn't hear myself think. And then, with Zano and Darking, it's gonna be their first game of Arkham Horror. We've gone over the general rules, but we'll see how well the path to Carcosa takes us. So we're doing scenario number 1 of Path to Carcosa, Curtain Call. If everyone enjoys their time doing this, we may do this again as a weekly thing or every other week. We'll see how things go. But that being said, Ukulele grabbing his cards he's going to need. Let's get into the intro. Prologue. You turn over the folded program in your hand, reading it for what seems like the 100th time. Miskatonic Playhouse presents The King in Yellow, it reads. A special one-night engagement at Arkham's very own Ward Theatre, an irresistible drama in 2 acts. Production staged and directed by Nigel Ingram. The cast is a small ensemble, one with one unattributed credit at the end, The Stranger. To have such an highly anticipated play come to Arkham all the way from Paris is a noteworthy event, even if it's just for one night. For weeks leading up to the show, it was the talk of the town. It seems so unassuming, and yet you have evidence that something sinister is at work. It started with the disappearance of one of the stagehands at the theater. A boy of only 17 who missed rehearsal one night and was never seen again. Then, less than 2 weeks before the performance, there was a musician whose corpse was found with a gun in its mouth. Perhaps most chilling was the crazed man the coppers had picked up at Independence Square, who had been ranting and raving about the King's return. He was brought to Arkham Asylum, and you were surprised to discover that he was not alone in his delusions. Finding these events suspicious, you and your companions delved deeper into the matter. Although no connection can be proven, these weren't the only strange events surrounding the up-and-coming play. Instances of suicide and madness have followed in its wake, and you were determined to discover why. The lights in the auditorium dim, and a spotlight shines on the stage. What unfolds is not quite what you expected. Slow-paced and monotonous, the first act of The King in Yellow is a tedious bore. The setting and characters are compelling, but the meandering and nonsensical story does little to entertain or inform. You begin to wonder whether the dreadful events surrounding the King in Yellow aren't connected after all. Perhaps it was just your overactive imagination. How could such a trivial and unassuming show cause such pandemonium? You were surprised when the first act closes without any rising action or revelation. The lights rise for the intermission, and you consider leaving early, stifling a yawn. Before you're able to decide, however, you find yourself drifting to sleep. Scenario 1, Curtain Call. You awaken with a start. As though shaken by an unseen force. You must have slept for quite some time, for there are only a few other patrons in the audience, and no performers on stage. The lights are dimmed, and the stage's curtains are tattered and ripped, though you do not remember that being the case during the first act. You wait a moment before you are sure this isn't part of the performance. As you wait, a foul but unrecognizable smell permeates the air. How long have you been asleep? Shaking off your drowsiness, you walk forward you walk toward one of the seated patrons and ask for the time, but he does not respond. It is then you realize you were speaking to a corpse. And that leads us into the investigator phase. We can take turns in any order, but the goals here, let me go ahead and... So we're all starting here in the theater. We know your actions and things. There are references over here next to the rules if you need to see what all actions you can take during your turn. That being said, starting off, we all start with 5 resources. We'll need to draw 5 cards. You do get a mulligan, which means you can place the cards you don't need to the side and redraw those cards, and then shuffle them, the ones you don't want, back into your deck. But you do only get 1 mulligan. You can mulligan your whole hand if you want, though. All right, let's see what we got. That's good. I don't need this. Oh, do make sure you flip over your cards when you pull them out of your hand. I do want that. Do I want this?
What do you mean, like?
Oh, to flip over your cards, so you can hit F while mousing over a card, and that will flip it over. And then when you pull out the one you don't want, you don't have to. You just need to just make sure we don't see what card you pulled in your hand. I don't need that one. Do I want this? I think this is not what I want. I think I'm gonna hard mulligan for other stuff.
So are you able to see my cards currently or no?
I cannot. So nobody can see your cards,
Okay.
but once you pull them out of your hand, for example, I've got these cards over here that I've pulled out. So I could do my my stuff. Just want to make sure that those aren't viewable by anybody else, and then you can click on the stack to pick it back up, and then just want to shuffle your deck afterwards. This is a good starting hand, though. This is a really good starting hand. I actually drew everything that I wanted in my starting hand. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I don't quite know, but it looks like it might be a decent hand. It's
Yeah,
not
I would say
totally resource insane. So
yeah, I would say just roll with it. I'm gonna have 0 resources by the end of my turn. That's fine. That's exactly what I want. First turn is generally gonna be set up for a lot of classes anyway. In fact, me included, I'm gonna be setting up quite a bit. But that will be a nice start. All right, when everyone's got their hands together, let me know. Make sure you shuffle your decks afterwards, and then we will get rolling.
do I need to shuffle it again, even if I just drew off the top? And didn't mulligan?
Yeah, you shuffle the cards. You mulligan back into the deck, so you just want to shuffle it and make sure it's
No,
all
I
shuffled.
didn't mulligan.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, you don't need to then. You're good.
Okay.
Let me double check something real fast. You have short supply. Why is short supply not showing up? Oh, it's under the... All right. A reminder to you, Darking, that you have short supply. It's stacked underneath your other permanent here. So you'll be discarding the top 10 cards of your deck at the start of your first turn.
Oh, okay. So I just need to trash all of these then.
No. So it's after your draw. So so you draw before your
gotcha.
turn. But when your turn comes up in the order, you'll just discard the top 10 cards of your deck.
Okay.
And then you'll be using scavenging to pull those back out. So hopefully, it has not caused. You've managed to get the cards you need. But we'll see. If not, when you run out of deck, you just circle your deck back around. You shuffle your cards back in. Your deck comes back up. So you can't It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh where you just take damage. You run out of cards.
You don't deck out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard deck builder mechanic.
Yeah. All right. So would anyone like to go first? Probably easiest if Ukulele or I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if one of y'all can go, so I can kind of try to follow this a little bit better.
Sure thing. Ukulele, do you want to go first or shall I?
I can go.
Go for it.
All right. So first turn, I'm going to first action. I'm going to get my Mechanics Wrench out for 2 resources. First action. Second action, I'm going to get my Hallowed Mirror out for another 2 resources, which will get my Soothing Melody into my hands, and it'll put all the rest of this.
You can just hold click.
Shit. There we go. Thank you. And
You
then
can shuffle
shuffle. Okay, that was 2 actions.
Yep.
And then my final action is I will play Emergency Cash, get 3 resources back.
And then as a reminder here, so these tokens right above your character card are going to be what you track your actions with. So you just flip those over. The little small one is in case you get an extra action in your turn. Normally you won't use that.
Yeah. And that'll be it from me.
All right. Then I'll go next. I am going to do very similar things. I'm going to spend my first action and 4 resources to play Dr. Milan Christopher in my ally slot, because this man is the GOAT. He's going to give me +1 book. going to use my second action to spend my remaining resource and play Mouse Mask, which is also insanely good. And then I'm going to use my last action to move into the lobby.
Okay, I have to ask something here because I just realized something was in my hand.
Mhm.
If you have like a weakness or something like that, do you have
so
to play that?
set that aside. If you drew it in your opening hand, so I should have mentioned before, if you drew a weakness in your opening hand, set it aside and draw another card, and then shuffle that card into your deck. You can't draw a weakness in your opening hand, otherwise it'd be really unfair to you.
Okay, so what do you mean, like, set it over?
Yeah, just set it over there, so it's out of your hand for now.
Okay,
We'll just do that, and then you'll just draw another card, and then we'll put it in your deck once you've done that, and we'll just shuffle it back in. So basically, weaknesses have an effect called Revelation on them. Revelation means as soon as you draw it, you play it for the effects. So when you normally would draw that, it would go into play, but since it's in your opening hand, it just gets shuffled back out, and it doesn't count towards your mulligan either. Which can be a good thing, depending on what your deck is.
And we don't draw on that first turn. We don't draw until this next.
Yeah.
turn.
So drawing actually happens in the upkeep phase. When we get to that phase, you'll click this little upkeep button, and that will draw for you and give you a resource as well. So it actually the draw in this game happens at the end of the round rather than during your turn. All right, that is all of my things. There is some. Actually, when lobby is revealed, put 2 set-aside lobby doorway locations into play at random. All right, I have to do that real fast.
All right. And how did you move? Sorry, I didn't actually catch that part.
Yeah, so moving is so basically I took an action to move to this unrevealed location. So I just moved myself over one. You can move to any attached location. These all have the lines between them. The balcony can only be gotten to from the lobby, but you can go from the balcony back into the theater.
Okay.
Just so this is a little arrow here. Now there is a force effect on this lobby. So when the lobby is real, put 2 of the set-aside lobby doorway locations into play at random. I'm assuming that it automatically did random ones because I only see 2 in here. So we're just gonna pull these out. Oh, that's backstage doorway. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Hang on. Nope, stop. Game, please. Okay, so we're just gonna let's actually shuffle these. And so we'll draw 1, draw 2, and this one can go back in there. All right, so the lobby now has 2 doorways here that are connected to it that aren't revealed, that have been put into play at random. So we can move from the lobby to those locations. There is a clue here. I don't have any actions left to get this clue, so I'll try for it later. It is a Shroud 4, though, so that's pretty rough, but I should be able to get that pretty easily. It was a horrible opportunity to get stuff back on my mouse mask, though, which is a bit unfortunate. That being said, my turn is over, so whoever would like to go next is welcome to.
Okay, and sorry, I'm still trying to grasp everything.
Yeah, sure thing.
Like for events.
Yes.
So, how do events work?
So events are cool. So the way they work is they basically you play them down like you'd play a card, like you play an asset, like Scott and I have in our areas. But events only last the turn they are played. They generally do have some effect they do, and then they go to your discard pile when it's done.
Okay. I think I kind of get it. And then skills. How does that part exactly?
Skills generally are going to be committed to skill tests. So, for example, if I were to investigate right now, I would investigate versus the Shroud of this. Shroud is 4, which is that little black circle on the lobby. My book stat, my intelligence stat is 5, so I do 5 versus 4. But say I wanted to get a higher stat, so I could commit cards with books on them because it's a book test, or with wilds, which are little question marks, to that test to get additional points. So I could commit like deduction, for example, from my hand to that, and it would also, when it's committed, it also gets the effects on the skill card here. Now you can commit any card that has that book in the top left-hand corner, and the number of those icons is the number of pluses you get to that test. But only skill cards like this get the effects on the card and that bonus when you commit them. So deduction, for example, if the skill test is successful while investigating a location, I can get 1 additional clue. So I can get 2 clues instead of just the 1 I would normally get. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And
Perfect.
So Shroud is always going to be a Shroud check is always going to be against book.
Yeah, so Shroud
Right.
is just how hard that location is to investigate. So it'd be an investigation action, and so
Okay.
and that's going to be going, and your investigation actions are always done against your book, unless you have a card you're investigating with that says otherwise. I believe there's one of those in your deck. I'm double checking that now. I might be wrong.
So I think I kind of understand. So I think I know what I would want to try to do for my turn. So that's like at least for now.
Yeah, go for it. You actually do. Yeah, you actually do have a spell asset that stays on the play. Excuse me, that lets you investigate with your mind instead of your willpower instead of your book.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're all set and ready to go.
So then what I will go do, the first action, I am going to play down an asset here. This one goes to spell.
Yep.
That one takes it's right click, so that's 3 asset. That's 3 resources.
Yep, that's correct. Perfect. Getting shriveling into play early on is very good.
So I have that. That gives me that's 4 uses I can use for going for the future here. As far as everything else is not something I can do like that. So
Yeah. So you can always do other actions. You can. So your whole list of actions is actually down here on this card. So you can draw a card for an action.
Wait,
This one here, I can't move it. It's not gonna let me. But this one where my mouse is just if you're
I'm trying to just see where your mouse
yeah,
is.
sorry.
Okay,
If you're
there's
looking
your
from
mouse.
where yours, it's just down over here. So it'd be to your right if you're facing your
I
playboard.
see it there. So all right. So I can draw. So I played. So that was one right here.
Yep. And you'll just use the F key to flip over your action tokens. Same as your cards.
Okay. So I think I would use another one here to draw one for now to get more in going here. And this would go into. So if the hand thing is both hands, that's two-handed.
Yes, if it shows 2 hands on there, it's 2-handed. If you're thinking a baseball bat, yeah, that would take up both your hand slots.
All right, and since I have 2 more resources here, anyhow, I'll play down the last one here for that. For last act, action there.
Yep, and it's just F key to flip those rather than click.
Okay. And that should get me a decent startup here while staying there. That would be using all my actions.
Yep, you're good to go. That is your turn. All right, Darking, you are up.
Awesome. So first thing I need to do is I need to get rid of 10 of my cards from the top of my deck. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait a second.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. This actually needs to be like that. There you go.
Okay. Cool. All right. I will be equipping my rabbit's foot here into the accessory slot for 1 asset and 1 action.
Yeah, 1 resource and then knife. Oh, nice. That's actually really good. That card's so good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
If only it had some soak on it, it'd be even better. But that'd be kind of insane for 1 resource.
Yeah, for 1 resource, not too bad. I guess for my second action, let's go ahead and go on an adventure here. You went left, I'll go right. I'll go over here. So now flip
Here,
over.
Peter said you're just- Yep. So you flip that over once to reveal the
Let's see what
location.
we got.
All right. Force when backstage is revealed, put 2 of the set aside backstage doorways into play at random.
When you while you are at backstage, each hidden treasury in your hand counts as 3 cards instead of 1 for the purpose of counting your hand size.
Okay. That is good to know.
Ooh, okay. Now, I don't know if we have any hidden treacheries, at least as of right now, but that may be a thing. So keep in mind, you are allowed to talk about what cards you have to play, since it's cooperative. If a card says hidden on it, though, you are not allowed to show that to your teammates, which is what it means here. And of course, according to this, it counts as 3 towards your maximum hand limit of 8 cards. If you have higher than 8, you have to discard during the upkeep phase, but that won't be a problem for us for a while. All right. You've got 1 action left. It is a
Do have
Shroud
1
3 area.
left. Road 3.
Gonna be hard for you to investigate that with a 2 versus 3. There's not many +1s in the deck. In fact, there's only one. You'd either need that.
I'm actually feeling pretty alright about this. I've got this lucky card here.
Oh, that is pretty
Fast. Play when you would fail a test.
And it gives you +2. Yep.
Or
so if you wanted to,
I could I have Look What I Found, which is also fast. If I'd fail a test by 2 or less, in this case, I'd be failing it by 1.
well, it could be more than that, because you're gonna draw a chaos token, and that's gonna get added or subtracted from your score. So this
Now,
button
could I combo lucky with this?
with Look What I Found? Well, Lucky is going to let you, or do you mean with the Well, if you pass using Lucky, you no longer fail the skill test. You can combo Look What I Found with triggering the reaction effect on your rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
But not Lucky in that, because otherwise it'd just be a waste of Lucky. Because if you're gonna fail the skill test anyway.
Yeah.
Now that being said, Look What I Found, very good. But you need to make sure you only fail by 2 or less.
Yeah.
It is also kind of a waste. There's only 1 clue at this location.
So it's not really worth it.
It's not super worth. You could try testing anyway. Maybe you get an Elder Sign. Maybe you'd get a +1.
Yeah, well, fuck it. We'll go for it.
You also get an additional. If you fail it, you get an additional action.
Right.
So
I'm not like super concerned about failing or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, we might as well go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go for it.
Cool. So you click the chaos token there. This is a little black chaos button. That is a tablet. The tablet is a -4.
Okay.
It also has the effect of if your location has at least 1 horror on it, take 1 horror. Now, there is no horror on this location right now. Oh, if it has no horror on it, place 1 horror on the location. Starting off with a really exciting thing. Yeah. So now there is a horror on this location. And then you just click the...
Means?
So horror on a location doesn't normally mean something. In this scenario, having a horror token on the location will cause things to happen when you draw this tablet token, as well as the Eldritch token, which is like a Cthulhu-esque monster-looking one, or the Cultist token, which looks like a guy in a like a hood. Those are. How you tell that is up here on this card at the top of the screen where it says Arkham Horror, the card game. We have our agenda deck and our act deck.
Under the scenario card. Okay.
Yeah, under a scenario card.
And those count as -4s?
Yeah, those are currently -4s, which is kind of nasty.
Well, I mean, did he want to fail a skill test?
He did want to fail the skill test.
Yeah, failing's not necessarily a bad thing for me.
Yeah, and when you're done, you just click that black chaos token button again, and it will send it back. If you need to draw more than 1 token for any reason, you right-click it, and it will let you draw multiples.
Okay, neat.
Real quick, as you're finishing up your turn, I realized I forgot to read the act in the agenda deck, so let me do those real fast. Just so we know. So for the agenda, it advances in 6 turns. We get 6 doom on it, which is we have some time. And the act deck is going to be we need to get 12 total clues with 3 clues per investigator to move on. So as for the flavor text here, the theater is eerily silent. The old wooden floor creaks beneath your feet, and a light rain gently patters on the roof as you explore the auditorium. There are more rotten corpses among the seats, and the rest of the crowd has vanished. You pinch yourself to see if you were dreaming, and sure enough, your skin stings and reddens. You take a few deep breaths and try to think rationally. Whatever is going on, you must explore the theater to learn the truth of the matter. All right, so you go ahead. You got 1 action left since you got the free action once per round.
Right. Yeah, I got my. Well, I guess that's what the.
That's what the small ones for.
Yeah. You're right. So I mean, is it worth trying the search again?
You could. You could also explore around, setting things up to help the rest of us kind of see what's going on.
I gotcha.
We do need to get a lot of clues. If you can find places with lots of clues, I can hoover them up pretty easily. I don't have access to any specialty movement, but I do have I have a card I can play once I get 2 resources that will let me investigate revealed locations as if I were standing there.
Yeah, that's great. We'll do that. Let's take a trip down the road.
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh,
Shroud 3, Trap Room. Forced, after you reveal Trap Room, search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 copy of Swarm of Rats and put it into play engaged with you. 2 copies instead if there are 3 or 4 investigators. You have 2 copies of Swarms of Rats engaged with you. Let me find those.
Nice.
That is a lot of rats.
Yes,
a lot of rats.
So, to do too much. Which is really bad considering that you don't have any actions left to deal with those rats.
Yeah.
And you're kind of far away, so you may just have to take some damage this turn.
That's fine. We can tank some damage.
Actually, yeah, you actually are guaranteed gonna have to take some damage because no one else has any actions left to go help you.
That's fine.
All right. And that being said, that moves us on to the enemy phase. As the last investigator finishes their actions. In the enemy phase, any monsters that are engaged with investigators will attack. Next to the enemy icon, in the middle of that card is will have the damage. The number of hearts is the number of physical damage. The number of brains is the number of horror. Each of those rats is going to do you one physical damage, and is then going to exhaust, so it won't be able to do it again until it unexhausts very soon. So you'll just take two physical damage.
Okay, 2 physical. Great.
Which luckily we can hopefully have to heal over. Scott's deck has some healing in it, or Ukulele's deck has some healing in it, so we should be fine there. That being said, that's all the enemy phase. There's no more enemies to do stuff with. And so we move on to the upkeep phase. So you can all push your upkeep button, which will reset all of your stuff, as well as draw you a card and gain you a resource. Ooh, that's kind of a good card. And then from there, we will then move into the Mythos phase. So a Doom goes on the agenda, and then we will all click on our little playmats. There's that click for encounter button on the left. You'll click that to get your encounter card. Ooh,
I'm glad that I deal with spells.
Ooh, that's kind of nasty actually. That's gonna go in your threat area. So if you draw a monster, it's gonna go in your threat area. Scott, yours is hidden. Make sure it stays upside down. You can pull it into your hand. That's the reason it showed up invisible or flipped upside down, so the rest of us don't see it.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. Okay.
And then Darking, yours has Surge on it. So the Revelation effect's not gonna do anything. What Surge does is means you draw another one of those cards. So you can hit discard to discard your thing. So this effect does nothing to you right now, and you're gonna draw another one. Attached to my location. After you leave location, you must either take 1 horror or lose an action. Place 1 of your clues attached location and discard this. Ugh, I don't have any clues though. Well, Spirit's Torment is going to be on this location here, which is kind of annoying. And you got another. Ooh. It looks like you're making good use of your high agility stat to evade a lot of these enemies because, good lord.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Oh, you're in bad place. Force after the attacks you, so that's good. Move 1 of your clues. And defeat him. Take control of all of its clues. Okay. You can close it. That Agent of the King is nasty. It's really nasty. We need to deal with that as soon as we can. All right. That being said, that is all of the Mythos phase. We've resolved all the effects, and then we move into the Investigator phase again. I know what I'm gonna do, but I will leave some stuff up to you guys. There is a lot of monsters to be dealt with on Darking, so we probably need to deal with those.
I do need to get this thing off of me though too, because Poltergeist does hit hard.
Yes. It hits for 2 horror, which is not ideal. When you do take some of that horror, though, you'll be able to do damage back.
How can you tell it does? Oh yeah, because of the horror down here.
Yeah, so it does two brains next to where it says enemy in the middle of the card. So it does 2 horror per attack. If it hits you once, you do
shriveling on it.
Yes, you can use Shriveling to cast it. You can actually, that will take one of your actions to fight, but you'll fight with your brain instead, which will be a 5 versus its 3 combat. And you'll do +1 damage. And even if you fail that, if you manage to draw any sort of symbol from the deck, or from the bag, you will actually you'll take a horror, you'll deal damage to yourself, and you'll deal damage to it with your ability. Unfortunately, it's once per phase, but if you don't manage to kill it this turn and it hits you, that horror, while it will be not great to take, it will kill off the poltergeist.
Yeah, so if I do, okay, explain that again. Sorry, that last part.
So your ability, once per phase, when you take horror damage of any kind, you may place a damage. You may deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. Because it's engaged with you, it is considered to be at your location. And so basically, if you take two instances of horror across the next full round, it will die automatically. That being said, it's better if you can just one-tap it with Shriveling. But it is going to be a 5 versus 3, so you may want to commit some brains to that, some willpower to that. I, unfortunately, cannot help you with that.
What do you mean commit some willpower to that?
So, remember how the skills, we can commit those to skill tests? If they have, when you that fight is a skill test, but it uses your willpower, your brain stat, and so you can commit cards that have that willpower brain symbol on them, or head symbol on them, to increase your stat for that particular test.
Okay. Okay, I get that now.
Ukulele, what is your plan for this turn?
I'm going to have to get rid of something that happened to me earlier.
Okay, so your issue there.
Yeah, which is going to take 2 of my actions if I'm reading this right.
That's really unfortunate.
Rough start here. Rough start.
Yeah, we're doing great. We're doing great.
Yeah. Well, this is a hard game that we could very much lose, and that's totally part of the game. I'm gonna have to investigate for a clue here, get the clue, and then spend the clue and another action to remove Spirit's Torment, so I don't take damage or lose actions leaving the place. Especially considering we need to go here to get access to other places, so I need to get rid of this soon. So that's kind of my plan. I hate to say it, but Darking, I think you're gonna have to just try to evade all of the enemies.
Just gonna have to run.
You might be able to fight and kill both the rats, but you definitely want to evade the Agent of the King.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Especially if you happen to have drawn a gun to put down, that would help. But actually, no, you don't even have the actions to put a gun down. You'll have to like fail a skill test to have enough actions to do that, which you really don't want to do.
Yeah, so pretty much my options are run or run.
Yeah. Well, I guess since my stuff doesn't involve fighting anything, I'm going to deal with some stuff here and try to deal with this. I'm going to investigate here. It's a 5 versus 4. I'm going to spend a charge on my mask to get a +2 to my book for that skill test, which is going to put me at 7 versus the 4. And then I don't want to commit that to this. Yeah, 7 versus 4.
And doesn't your ally also give you +1?
He does. That's all. I've already included that in my stats here, though. That is going to be a -4, and so I will fail, and I will put a horror on this location, which feels real bad.
Wait, that automatically updates? Oh, yeah.
It doesn't automatically. I've just manually done so.
Ah, okay.
All right, so my second action, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to spend resource on my mask, which is my last one to give me. So it's 7 versus 4. How? Okay, well, it's just bad luck, I guess. This is bad. I guess I will spend my last action to investigate again and try to get this clue. This is really bad. 5 versus 4. That token is currently -1, which is going to be a success. Finally, I will get the clue. And that will be my turn. That was a huge waste of a turn. I should have gotten way more clues than that, but oh well.
Yeah, we're doing amazing.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. It's just a slow start. Once we get ramped up, we'll be fine.
Okay. So if I wanted to go to the combat here, I would use I'm gonna use one of my actions, right?
Yep. And then you'll spend a charge on shriveling, which you can just drag to your little trash can.
Okay, so spend a charge on that one here. We're gonna do that
to fight with your brain. So it'll be your brain versus its combat, which is 3. So 5 versus 3 right now.
Yeah. Most of the things I have that give to that, are really gonna be better used other places.
Yep. So you could just go 5 versus 3. That's a very doable thing. -3, that will be a failure.
Okay.
It does not have retaliate, so you don't take any damage back.
So that would be...
No, you don't take any damage there. The only time you take damage if you fail an attack is when a monster has a keyword called retaliate. It does not have that, so you won't take any damage until it won't attack you until the enemy phase.
Until it's okay. I get that. Okay, now I get that. I am going to do do one of these for another for one card here.
I would recommend not doing that, because if you do anything other than fight, evade, parlay, or resign, you take an attack of opportunity. It'll do you 2 horror. Unless you want to take 2 horror and then deal the damage back to it.
Actually, yes, I do.
Okay. Then...
So I'll take the 2 horror, so that deals 1 to it. And let's see, what was this card that I just picked up here? So skills, do they just activate? Can I just activate those whenever, or?
Yeah, so you play them during a skill test. You commit them to a skill test, and that gives their effect.
Okay. And when it says max 1, that's max 1 of that card, right?
Yeah, committed to a skill test at a time for that particular card. I'm assuming that one is like guts, probably, or yeah, guts. Yeah.
So I'll do one more here to go.
I assume you're gonna spend a charge. Yeah, spend a charge.
Spend a charge.
And then before you draw the token, you commit the card.
So, do I just put it over here to the side?
You can just set it. I generally set it down in like a play area over here. It'll go to your discard when it's done.
Fearless for a heal off of it also, if I succeed.
Smart play. So that's gonna give you +3. So you're now looking at 8 versus 3. So go ahead and draw your chaos token. Elder Sign. Your Elder Sign's a +1. For each horror on you currently have 2 horror, so you're gonna get +2, which means you are now 10 versus 3. And so you're gonna do 2 damage with Shriveling's effect, and that will kill this thing. So you can hit discard on above it.
So discard there, and then I also recover 1 horror.
You certainly do.
From Fearless.
And then those 2 can go in your discard pile, which is just right here.
That's why I wanted to take the horror when you said that.
Yeah, I'd say that's a reasonable use of resources. All right, and you still have an action left over to start making your way towards.
I do, because that would have been.
You did 2. Oh yeah, you drew a card. You're right. That was your last action.
Yeah.
Oh, and when you're done with drawing cast tokens, make sure you click that button again to send it back to the deck, to the back.
Okay.
All right.
That would be it there.
All right, we have Ukulele and Darking left. Either of you can kind of go.
I can go. I'm gonna use 2 actions to get rid of a card that's in my hand.
All right. So I say just drag it onto the spot where it was, and you hit discard, so it sends it back to the right place.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I want to see what that card was. I was trying to read what that thing was.
It'll go in the discard pile up here at the top.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to
secretly add this to your hand. You cannot. Ooh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's hands on it, so I can't read half of it.
Sorry. Hold Alt while you're mousing over it, and that'll show you the whole card.
Okay.
So I did that correctly, right? In that
Yes.
there's like 2 little things there, so I had to use 2 actions.
That is correct. You use 2 actions to discard
this. Okay, cool. And then my last action, I will. That hunter's gonna start moving this direction, isn't it? So I'm gonna meet it.
The hunter is currently engaged, so.
Oh, is it? Well,
Yeah,
they're gonna try to evade it, right?
Yeah, they're gonna evade it. It won't be able to move if they succeed the evasion because it'll be exhausted. But I definitely agree that you should start moving that direction because you're gonna have a lot of monsters to bludgeon down.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move there. End my turn.
All right.
Can I ask one other question? So a card like this here, right?
Yep.
So this is a treachery, right?
Yep, that is correct.
When you do your encounter, would that count as a non-weakness, like drawing a non-weakness treachery?
Yes. So you could actually ignore one of the effects with I believe that is deny existence. Oh, ward protection. Yeah. So deny existence.
That's why I want to ask. Yeah, because I want to ask, because if I hit something like that.
You can play. I mean, you can play. I should know. You can play word of protection. Oh, it is when you draw it. That is unfortunate.
Yeah. When you.
Oh yeah, that's why deny existence is
draw.
good because it works on anybody. But it's not as you don't ignore the card. You ignore one of the effects of it. Like discard your hand or take 4 horror. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Love me some deny existence. All right.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying. That's why I'm just trying to understand how all the mechanics work together.
Totally fine.
Okay.
Ask as many questions as you need.
Perfect.
Sounds like we're gonna need to do some evading.
Yeah, evasion is the name of the game.
Yeah, so probably evade the big guy first, because he's the real threat. He's only 2 agility as well, so baseline you're looking at 4 versus 2. Can you commit anything to make that better? Like, do you have any skill cards that would make sense with that? I don't have any feat on any of my cards, so I can't help you there.
Unfortunately, I don't really have anything there.
I've got a gumption I can throw in there if I need to.
I gotta remember what that card does. I have most of the decks up right now. Oh, I can look it up. I got the decks up right now. I'm having to like
just a -2 to difficulty.
Ooh, that is quite good. So the nice thing about -2 to difficulty of tests is that would guarantee a success unless you draw an not the elder sign, the auto fail token, because you cannot actually reduce a stat that you have below 0, and so a 0 versus 0 is still a success. So that would guarantee you success if you want to commit it here, and then it would give you the 2 actions remaining to deal with the rats.
That actually sounds like probably a really good idea to go about this.
That seems reasonable enough.
You've taken 5, so 3 damage. You have 5 health left. I'm almost tempted if you can kill one of the rats and then move with your last action, which will cause you to take an attack opportunity from the other rat, but it will get you out of the room with the evaded king or agent of the king.
So yeah, evade him, attack 1, try to run.
Yeah, and then run. Right. So you'll take a damage, but if you're out of that room with him, when he readies up at the upkeep phase, he won't immediately re-engage onto you.
Great. That's what we're gonna have to do then. So I'll spend my gumption to the discard.
All right. So that is going to be a 4 versus 0 test to evade the agent of the king.
Pulling a chaos.
Skull is currently a -1 because you only have 1 horror on you.
Okay.
And that is going to be a success. So he is now evaded, and when that happens, he comes off of you. He goes onto your location, and you tap him to show that he is exhausted. Exhausted enemies cannot engage upon you. You can engage on them. They also cannot attack or move during the enemy phase, which is nice. So he won't be able to move or anything, even though he has Hunter, which would normally let him move. So that's 1 action down.
All right. So I gotta attack one of the rats now.
Yep. They're only combat 1, and you're combat 3 currently.
Okay.
God, these rats have Hunter too. I didn't realize that.
Everything chases.
Everything chases us. I like cards that don't have Hunter because once you evade them, they just stay there. You just ignore them. It's great.
All right, great. Let's go for it.
-2. That is a success because 3 versus 1.
Okay, nice. So one of these rats goes away.
Yeah, he takes the damage. You can hit discard on one of them. Yeah, so your basic fight always does at least one damage. If you can get bonuses to that. All right, you got 1 action left, and like I said, I would recommend moving, and then we can always try to heal you with some of Scott's deck. So that will do a damage to you. And the rat will come with you. So the rat it's gonna end up attacking you during the next turn. Actually, Scott's already gone, so you won't be able to. Yeah, so you'll end up taking end up taking 2 damage, but we will probably have to heal you. But it's better than being there and getting the Agent of the King back on you again.
Yeah.
That being said, I believe that's everybody's turns. Yes. So, all right. So, enemy phase. This rat will exhaust itself to do 1 more damage to you. And that is all of the enemies.
So it stays on him like that.
Yeah. So when he moves, it stays engaged with him until he evades it or until it dies. So you can like drag enemies around with you. There's some tech with that with an item called handcuffs, so it lets you make an enemy be unable to attack. So you engage it, you put handcuffs on it, and you drag it around with you to get bonuses for having an enemy in the area. It's pretty cool. There's a combo of 2 investigators I like. Trish Scarborough, who is a rogue character who's generally a clue getter, as well as William York, who is a survivor fighter. And he handcuffs something and drags it around, and Trish gets a bonus to where she gets an extra clue whenever she investigates an area that has an enemy at it. And so the enemy can't fight, and so he just drags it around as like free bonus clues for her. It's great. That being said, enemy phase is done. Move into the upkeep phase. You may upkeep. Ooh, that's a good card. I have other cards I want to play though. Okay, and that being said, we now move into the Mythos phase. A Doom goes on the agenda. We're now at 2 out of 6 Doom. And we all draw our encounter cards.
Oof, that's not good for me.
Ooh, that is bad for you. You may need some help on that from Zano.
We don't have any cultists out right now, do we?
We do not have any cultists. Actually, is he a cultist? He is. The Agent of the King is a cultist.
Ooh.
Move one
Okay.
clue from that enemy's location to that enemy. Until the end of the round, each cultist in play gets +1 fight. Ugh. Well, he's not fighting us anyway. But he is going to get a clue from that location onto him. Okay. So he's gonna +1 fight for each clue on it. So +1 fight.
I can technically,
No,
I can technically cancel
I would
that
not cancel
relation.
that. That is very reasonable. Mine
Okay.
is way worse.
Okay, so I'll just keep that out for this turn so that we're aware of it and don't forget about it.
Mine is very, very bad. Because it just puts 2 doom on my location. I'm gonna be stuck here all around. I need to deal with this. Because I have to investigate basically to get 2 clues, and instead of discovering clues, I remove a doom. I have to investigate twice to get rid of this, and I need to do that because that's really bad.
And you're saying, and so we have another poltergeist over here. So
Yeah,
I need
so
to.
You
I
probably
would
need to move
over and then try to pull that off of him.
You can fight things
yeah.
that are they're at the same location as you, even if they're engaged to another investigator. The only downside is you fail that attack, they take the damage, the investigator takes the damage instead. I would not recommend pulling it onto you, just because it's going to cost you an action to engage it. Just move and fight it. How does?
But here's the whole thing is because I don't mind getting horror and it does damage in horror.
Neither does Ukulele's character. Every time Ukulele's character is attacked,
okay.
he gets to do damage back, or he can automatically evade that enemy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so-
that makes sense then.
Yeah, Daniela Reyes is dumb how much damage she can output in one turn by just letting enemies wail on her. She's literally that WoW boss that's like, break yourselves upon my body.
Okay. So that makes sense then. So who wants to go first here?
I'd like to go first to remove this doom, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, I'm
So
good.
I think on this card that I've drawn here, the rotting remains, that's something that we need to resolve right now.
Oh,
right
yes.
now.
So you're going to take a will 3. So basically right now it's 3 versus 3. You can commit
Yeah.
things to that if you need to.
For each point you fail by, take 1 horror.
Do I need to commit these before I pull my chaos?
Yes.
Or
Card you commit must be committed before you pull the chaos token.
Okay. So the very first thing I am gonna commit will be neither
Oh.
rain nor snow.
That's
Um,
such a good card for this. Yeah, that's great. I would
No.
just say go for it. 6 versus 3.
Yeah. So now it doesn't really matter what happens.
Oh, then also if she okay, that's the star effect. Okay. So yeah, and then if the fail, that actually almost would hope you'd almost hope to fail at this point.
Well,
Right.
yeah, because you get an extra action.
Because you can do that, and then you can exhaust Rabbit's Foot to draw a card too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
It's
That's
not
really all
likely
we
you're
need.
going to fail, but it's
But isn't this 3 wild cards? So that
it is.
technically
It's now
plus
it's
3
6
to it?
versus 3.
yeah.
So it will be hard to
anything could
fail.
happen.
It is still possible though.
Yeah,
Alright.
the -4s that we've been hitting.
There are a bunch of
nonstop.
-4s in this deck because of the cultist and the tablet, and there's also
So-
the autofill token.
Let's see. I'm
Yeah. Let's
curious
just
to
roll
see.
the dice.
Yeah,
I'm
go for
feeling
it.
lucky.
Cultist is in fact -4.
So you failed.
Well, what do you know?
You also are gonna take 1 horror because you have at least 1 horror on your location.
Okay, that's fine.
Actually, yeah, that's
Yeah. So he takes 1 horror because of
the
cultist
draw.
thing.
Yeah, but I would say
Yeah,
I was
so-
trying to see if that was effective. The
'cause-
failed test. That's not the failed test. This is the failed test. Yeah.
No.
So
that was from the scenario.
Right.
yeah.
So from there, takes nothing from this. But,
Gains an extra
after-
action.
Yep, gained an extra
Yeah.
action and you
Exhaust the rabbit foot to draw one
Wait,
more card.
isn't it tap it, not flip it?
Oh,
there we go.
however you want to do it.
It's tapping it, just so you can see it's still there. Because I don't think it'll auto flip it when you hit the upkeep phase, but it will auto untap cards.
Gotcha.
Once per round, yeah, and so you can actually tap your investigator card too, since it's been done. So you have your extra action.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this Doom for us, I think. So because this is gonna cause me some problems, I'm gonna start off by committing. I hate to commit this because I really want the card draw, but we're gonna commit Search for Truth to this investigation. So it is now going to be an 8 versus the 4 for this.
Yeah. 8v4.
That is a -1 because I don't have 3 horror on me. So that's gonna be a success. And that will remove a Doom from this.
And that's succeeding by 2 or more.
It is. Now, I don't think that affects the Spires of Carcosa.
Well, because you would be getting a second clue out of it, wouldn't it?
It says instead of discovering clues here, remove 1 Doom if I succeed. So I can only I have to succeed twice to remove 2 Doom. And unfortunately, there are no clues at the location because I've already gotten them.
Well, no, are you sure? Because this says discover 1 clue at your location, so you discover a second clue. You discover 2 clues by doing that.
Yeah,
That's
but
2 separate instances.
I think
if you succeed, instead of discovering clues here.
Yeah, if you succeed, instead of discovering clues at all, it's not for every clue you discover, remove a Doom. It's if I succeed, remove a Doom. So I'll need to test it again.
That makes sense. I misread that for a second though.
Oh, you're all good. I really need to reveal some locations, which kind of sucks because I
also gained 1 resource.
Yeah, so they did pass. I am gonna gain a resource from Dr. Milan Christopher. And then, God, I really don't want to commit any of these. They're all good cards. Okay, well, I'm gonna spend my next action. We're just gonna go 5 versus 4, and hope that I get lucky. Actually, no, I'm gonna make that a 6 versus 4 and commit Preposterous Sketches. I can't play it anyway. There's no clues at my location. So we'll do 6 versus 4. +1, that's a success. That removes the last Doom from this card. And then I can discard that. Alright, that's good. The Doom there is gone. That bought us 2 turns. Or got our 2 turns back. For my last action, I'm going to place my clue back on this location. Oop, this is actually supposed to be horror here. And then I'm going to remove Spirit's Torment from this. Which feels really bad to do. But that's how this is going to have to go. Alright. Anyone is welcome to go next. I know there's a lot of...
Okay, I will to go ahead and start something else up here. So first I'm going to start off... I didn't mean to flip that part. Okay. Do that in order to move over here.
Okay.
So I'm now in that same location here. Yep. I'm going to go ahead, spend another here, and remove 1 here to start off a fight against the Poltergeist.
All right. Currently at 5 versus 3.
So we'll go ahead, remove here. It's a -3.
That is a failure.
Yeah, because I don't... All I have is events at this point.
If they have the icons on them, you can still commit them. It doesn't have to be a skill to commit it.
Okay.
Just the skill that will gets the effects on the card in addition to those.
Okay, that makes some sense.
Did you want to retcon that draw since you didn't quite understand the rule there? If there's not something, I would say you're welcome to say no, and we'll just continue on as it is with that action, or you can commit something and then draw it again and see. Since that's like one of the few times like the retcon is, I feel retcons are okay, is when the rules were in question.
Yeah, because I understood events as not like I understood skills. I thought events were slightly different. Like it would just add to it for your turn, not necessarily just for the
no. So you can skills, basically the difference between a skill and an event is the event, if you play the card, has the effects that are on the card for the turn, but you don't get the skill bonuses on there. For example, like you can see that like Shriveling, for example, it's an asset. It also has that fight icon on it. You don't get that fight icon while it's in play on your board. So the event, if you played it, you would get the effects of the event, but you wouldn't get the icons that are on it. But if you can commit that card instead, kind of like I committed... here we go. Actually, a good example. I committed Preposterous Sketches to my last test to get +1 to my book. It's an event. I didn't get the draw 3 cards effect from it because I committed it, but I could have played it instead to draw 3 cards if there was a clue at my location.
Okay. Yeah, then what I would do is I would end up, not something I want to commit, but it's probably be a better thing to commit in this scenario, is Uncage the Soul.
Yeah, get +2, draw your Chaos Token again. -1, that's a success. That'll do 2 damage to the card, which will kill it. And then that can go in your discard pile.
And
Ukulele, your monster is dead.
Oh, wow. Thanks, babe.
Discard.
so, yeah. So that's we have
That's
that,
2 actions.
And then, I'm trying to think what else I could do here.
You could move
Actually, I was
north
gonna
one.
move up.
Yeah,
I was
so
gonna
you
move
could up
north, was what I
because
was
not
thinking.
only will that open a new area up for us to investigate, it will give me an offering back. It's after I reveal location. Oh crap, never mind. I was gonna say, that's still the right thing to do. 2 or more
another
investigating
4.
it. Take 1 horror. Okay, that area is really bad for me, but it's fine. That is actually okay for me to deal with. Since I've got all this stuff taken care of, I'm actually gonna be able to get a bunch of clues from there.
What's this other icon over here? I know what the one is. Like it has like the one with a little person on it.
So that little person, so basically that's the number of clues that location. That person icon means per investigator. So you notice how it spawned with 4 on it automatically. That is saying that card is saying there's 1 clue per investigator. So there's 4 of us there. It has 4 clues on it. If you're doing like a true solo run or a 2-player run, it would have 1 or 2 clues on it instead.
Okay.
Now, and actually that kind of denotation is more common than something like the lobby that only has 1 clue on it always.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, and that'll call it for me there.
All right, so we got 1 person left with his mighty 4 actions.
Mighty 4 actions.
You got rats to kill too.
Yeah, we got some rats to kill.
Actually,
so-
don't
Actually,
forget
no.
2 people.
Yeah, you're right.
2
I
people
forgot.
to go.
Ukulele is not gone
'Cause,
yet.
Yeah, because I did that so I could free up ukulele and not have to worry about
Yeah.
anything.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, then maybe let Ukulele first so he can deal with the rat, and then
Yeah,
you're
go
free to
nuts.
do other things.
Yeah, I can kill that rat on you if you want.
That'd be amazing.
Is it just the one rat? Where's
Yeah.
the other one?
He
Okay.
killed the
You
other
killed
one.
the first one.
Okay, so first action, I will attack that rat on you. So let's see here. That's
Plus
Elder
1.
Sign. Alright, so that's dead.
So that is a dead rat. So you can just hit discard on there. And I will say too is that Darking is at 3 HP right now.
Yeah, so I will use my second action to heal you. Oh wait, first off, I need to play a fast card because I just defeated that rat.
Or and
So-
for everyone's I should leave that on the field real fast. I want to talk about fast cards. Fast cards are cool
Yeah.
because they don't cost an action to play. It'll just say the word fast on it. So in this case, Glory here that Ukulele is playing is fast. He can play it after he defeats an enemy for 1 resource, and it lets him draw 2 cards.
Yeah, so draw 2
Okay, that helps.
cards.
So what's the difference between then what's a spirit?
So
Versus
those kind
spells.
of things, that's just a flavor thing. Generally,
Okay.
it ends up being a deck building term. So some people can they can use spirit cards level 0 to 3 or whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't actually have any
Okay,
effect
that
on the
makes
actual game. Certain investigators might have it I think it's there's a seeker who has a secondary deck full of his like hunches, and they're all like insight cards that he can put in there, for example. But
Yes. Second action, I'm going to use Soothing Melody on you, Stella. So you can heal for 2 damage.
Nice.
Or 2 horror, whichever you want. I'm assuming the damage.
Yeah, we'll take the damage all day.
yeah, because
Can
being at 4 HP or less is considered to be the danger zone. There are cards that can be pulled that will do you just chain combo damage, and it's just not fun. You should
And
just-
that-
Jesus.
Let's see here. That let me draw a card, by the way. So I already did that. But let's see.
Oh, and I also added, I forgot to mention this too, underneath the upkeep button, there's a fancy draw 1 card button. So if you have an effect that makes you draw a single card, you can do it there really easily, having to right click and draw.
Nice.
Agent of the King. I guess I can
Yeah.
just go in there so that I can tie him up.
Yeah, it'll engage. Well, he's gonna move into you anyway. So he's got Hunter, right? So if you don't move there, he's gonna move
I
into
wanna-
your. Or do
Go
you-
ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna- he's gonna move into your location next turn anyway. And since neither of you have any clues on you, we get to pick who he goes on. So he can go on to you without you spending an action to move, and you could like draw a card. You could play something out of your hand to get it prepped.
Just remember, because you also may not want to engage him this turn, or try to watch over the engaging him right now. because he does get a +1 for his fight for his.
Yeah,
GM.
so this whole turn he gets +1 fight because of the King's Edict that's in play from the Mythos phase. So maybe wait till he moves in. He'll engage on you, but he won't be able to. And he will fight then, I guess. But he'll be in I guess an area that's easier to deal with, maybe. Or maybe that's not it. Maybe that's not as important. I guess he's gonna engage on you regardless.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's probably isn't gonna be. It isn't gonna matter. I was thinking we'd be able to get more damage onto him or something, or like it wouldn't be. He would take less damage, but he's actually still gonna engage and attack anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Never mind. Moving is fine. That'll keep him locked in that room over there.
Okay.
And that will then push him onto you. Nice thing is, killing him will give you that clue that's on him. And so
Perfect.
if I don't know if it's in this deck, but if you draw that card we kept drawing in Night of the Zealot, then you won't take 2 horror. Man, fuck that card. All right, and then last but not least, we have Stella with 4 actions.
Oh, we have so many things to do. All right.
How do you hold all of these actions?
Yeah, great question. We've just got it coming. Just coming and coming. I'll go ahead and get me an ally here.
Cool.
So spend 3 resources here. And
Yep, that's the right
Peter's
slot.
coming out.
Good old Peter Sylvester. Peter is one of the best horror soaks in the game. He is insanely good, and he gives you +1 agility.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So that's one of those there actions. We might as well run up here. See if we can just with all those clues.
2 of your actions.
Yeah, it's another action down.
Yep. And this is a Shroud 1 area, which means it's going to be pretty easy to investigate stuff here. So just keep in mind, like if you succeed by 2 or more, you take a horror. So you want to try to succeed by less than that if possible.
Okay.
Or even failing and playing that card that gets you 2 clues.
Right. I don't think I have anything that'll automatically lower it. So we gotta just go for it, I guess.
Yep, I'd say just go for it. And if you fail, you can just play the card and get 3 clues.
Yeah.
Because at this point, like a -4,
Oh Jesus!
which
Yeah.
means you only actually failed by 1.
Oh, nice.
Because
So,
the minimum you can go is 0, so you only failed by 1, and so you can play that card and get 2 clues for free.
yeah, we'll definitely do that.
It does not give you another action because you maxed out on that. Look what I found. It's a fast card you can play.
Oh, nope, that's not where that goes. I'll fix that in a minute.
I got you.
Okay.
There you go. And then you can just pull 2 clues off and put them in your clue section.
Doesn't he have to? He still has to pay the 2 resources for it though.
You
Right.
do have to pay 2 resources, yes.
That's fine.
But hey, that's 2 resources for 2 clues. All right, and you got 2 actions left, or is that 1 action left?
Yeah, he still has 2 actions left because he got a bonus action earlier.
Right.
No, he should have 1 action left with the bonus action. So he played Peter. He
Peter,
moved,
moved and searched.
and
so
then he
one
investigated.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can try again here, I guess. For
Yep.
If you
So
want
you
it.
can do another one and go for it.
Yeah, why not?
+1. That's a
Plus
success.
1.
And that is
Yeah, but
another
that's
clue.
it. That's 2 or more though.
It is 2 or more, so you will also take 1 horror.
That's okay.
All right, that's
My
3
boy
Now
clues.
Peter
you have to-
erases those, so who cares?
Now you have to be very.
sorry. You
careful
can actually
about-
put that onto Peter instead. So instead of putting it on you, you just draw a token out here and put it onto him as a soak. You can just use the one you grabbed. I don't actually know what that X does. I've tried. I think it removes all tokens that are on your area.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can put it onto him, and as long as you don't go up to his maximum amount, which is 2, with horror, that'll kill him. But he'll stay on the thing, and he'll heal that horror off at the end of every turn. So basically, you get a free horror you can soak on him for free every single turn.
Nice.
Oh, you also might want to include. You should also increase your agility. Yeah.
Yeah,
There
so
you
your
go,
baseline
did it.
4, you can click on these the same way you do the
Yeah.
tokens to raise them up.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if we wanted to keep it separate or not. But
Well, we can
yeah,
always
well,
check
yeah,
what your
fine.
baseline is on your card, so this is
That's
a way to
true.
track that.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what Gravy did over here for.
Yep. I got my
for
himself,
for
for
his
Dr.
ally.
Milan Christopher, which is
Cool.
arguably the best ally in the game. He's insanely good. And I should note that the version they're showing here is not the tabooed version. For some reason, so this card actually got tabooed, so he exhausts every time when I get his resource from successfully investigating. So it only happens once per round. But the original card, you got it every single time you succeeded in investigating, and it was so massively overpowered they had to nerf him.
Yeah, that's balanced for sure.
It's great. He was your entire resource generation. You get him on turn 1, just hard mulligan for him, and just bam. All right, that is, I believe, everyone's turns.
Yeah.
Enemy phase. The Agent of the King will swing for 1 health and 2 horror.
Okay. And I will use my retaliate to do 1 damage to it.
All right, retaliate back for 1 damage. Move 1. You have no clues to move to him anyway, so that's fine. All right, and that is all the enemy phase. Upkeep phase. Oh boy, another Milan Christopher in case this one dies. And last but not least, oh, that actually readies him up. We did automatically. That's good. And then we move into the Mythos phase. Doom goes on the agenda.
I realized that I screwed up something earlier.
What'd you do?
When my guts resolved earlier, because when I
Oh, you should draw a card. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just trying to.
Yeah, you're good. You can go ahead and draw another one if you haven't done that. I forgot. If you succeeded on that test, you should draw a card.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
No! I'm never gonna be able to leave here. I drew another Spires of Carcosa.
All right, yeah. So yeah, we do our Mythos here. Are you kidding me? King's Edict again? So he's taking another clue.
Yeah. For that, yeah. So it'll go on him. Which is actually fine, because Daniela only has 1 book stat. So this is basically just letting him investigate for free.
Yeah, he now is also now +2 to fight.
Oh, so he's gonna be a 6 fight though, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, it's a +1 per clue.
Ooh, that is kind of nasty. I unfortunately cannot help you with those fight actions, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, here, let me ask. Before I actually before we let that result, I can technically spend a resource and deny that at this point. Would that be, because that thing is getting nasty.
Yeah, deny your King's Edith. I think that's a good play, because we need to deal with this cultist. Yeah, spend your resource, play Water Protection, and just say, nah, fam, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. So then we'll put that clue back.
And then you take 1 horror.
Yep. Which we have nothing at our location, so doesn't mean much, unfortunately, because otherwise that would be beautiful.
And then what did you draw for your encounter card, Darking?
Something that went to my hand in secret.
Okay. I did not see it. Yeah, you're good. Then you can deal with that. Your thing. If it's cool with you guys, I want to go first because I need to deal with the spire again.
Okay.
Which this is very frustrating. I'd like to get out of here. So I'm gonna have to spend actions doing something I really didn't want to have to do. So we're going to investigate. 5 versus 4. Do I really want a 5 versus 4 this? I'm gonna commit Dr. Milan Christopher to make it 6 versus 4. -1's a success. I will remove a Doom from Spire of Carcosa. I think since you guys are doing a good job getting clues, I'm just gonna commit Pocket Telescope to my next one and hope I can get it back with Scavenging. And then I'm going to make that a 6 versus 4 of my next Investigate. Skull is -1 because I don't have 3 horror on me, so that's also a success. Oop. I will -1, sorry, 6 versus 4. No, yes, okay, that's not going to be an extra one. The first one I will actually succeed by more than 2, so I will get a clue for my ability on that, and I will get the extra Doom off of this one from this one. So that will remove Spires of Carcosa. And then for my last action, I'm going to move to this location, which will reveal it. And since I revealed it, I get to pull a resource back out onto my mask. And increase the resource cost of each card in your hand by... Oh, God, this place is horrible. That's fine, though. That's fine. Luckily, none of the cards in my hand have resource cost right now. All right, that's all of my actions. I'm very sad that I've not been able to get more than one clue all game,
Wait,
but...
What caused that to happen?
The +2 resource cost is the effect of being in the lighting box, where I'm at right now.
Ah, okay. I didn't see you get to move there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I spent my last action to move
looked
here
at
and
something
reveal
else
this. And then the act of revealing it, of me revealing it, puts a token back on my mouse mask so I can use that to get +2 book. All right, you guys are good to go in whatever order you want to go. My turn is done.
So
I can
my
do
question
mine.
here.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go.
I
All
was
right.
gonna ask. Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it would be worthwhile to me to spend one of my actions to grab a resource in order to get an artifact into play or a relic into play?
What relic is it?
It's the one that would give me for anytime I play spells draw.
Don't double checking which one that is again.
Heirloom
your specific character one. Are you playing a lot of spells? I mean, you have a lot of spells in your deck, but are you playing them actively?
I have another one up. I have another one ready once shriveling is technically off.
You do have 2 arcane slots, by the way.
Yeah, I have to build the resources again to do that. That's the whole thing. Because I had to burn to get that one thing through. I had to burn my one thing that gave me a free cast.
I guess the question is, are you actively going to be needing that right now? Because you still have 1 cast on Shriveling left. Do you need to get that card into play this turn, or can you wait till the upkeep till your next turn when the upkeep phase gives you the resource you need?
I could probably wait because. What are you thinking I should do then? Like, are you?
So you've revealed that location. There is this a Shroud 3 down below you?
Yeah, that's a Shroud 3. I'm not gonna be able to
yeah.
succeed too well at that. One thing I could do though.
You don't have Rite of Seeking in your hand, do you? That's
Rite
a
of
forecast.
Seeking,
That's a
no.
forecast spell anyway.
But here's something I could probably do. I could take off 2 actions. Move down towards where Daniela is as well, and we can pretty much try to both beat the ever-living shit out of the agent.
Yeah, you could actually do 2 damage to him, and then that would save him a lot of time.
I can potentially do that.
Because Frozen in Fear is going to make the first action that Ukulele does every single turn for move, fight, or evade cost 1 additional action. So it's going to cost him 2 fight to be able to fight this thing. And doing 2 damage to it means that...
because I could use my last point. I can use my last Shriveling, which gives a +1 to damage.
Yeah, that's probably a good play. You're gonna have to commit something to it probably because 5 versus 4 is not an easy test to make.
I can commit to it. I can make that a 7 versus 4.
That's much more consistent. Yeah, I'd say go with that if you're gonna do that.
Okay, so then I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna sit here and just do 2 of the actions. I'm gonna flip 2 of them in a row.
I've got you moved over there already.
All right, and then I'm gonna spend off this last action here go off here, and to add to this, I'm dropping off another guts.
All right, that puts you at 7 versus 4. As a note, things that have charges, like spells that take up arcane slots, even if they run out of charges and you can't use them anymore, they don't go away until you play something on top of that to basically discard it. So that'll stay there even though it can't be used until you play something on top of that over that slot.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this.
-4, and that area gets a horror on it. And that will be a failure, and so Scott will take 2 damage.
Well,
What?
I think it's just 2 damage. It's...
Okay.
Well, wouldn't the king be doing, doesn't the king do his damage, you said?
No. So it doesn't have retaliate. That's when it attacks. Your issue, the thing is here is that enemy is engaged with Ukulele. Because you attacked it and it's not engaged with you, and you missed your attack, you hit the investigator it's engaged with instead.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate, but that's kind of how it works out sometimes.
Wah, wah.
All right. Well, it's still very killable during Ukulele's turn. It's just going to cost probably all of their actions to do, unless you have a additional +1 damage.
Is it my turn?
It's either you or Darking. That's all of their actions. All of Zana's actions.
Yeah, because I was double checking to see if... Wait, we have one... There's one whore on here. I take one whore, therefore I do one damage.
I just placed it there.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's...
It did not have a whore on there before. I just placed it from you drawing the card.
Damn, yeah. Otherwise, that would have been perfect, because the moment I would have taken whore, I would have dealt damage again.
Yeah, you could have dealt damage to it, but yeah, that's unfortunate.
Shoot, yeah, I saw...
Oh, you actually do still take one horror. Because Shriveling, you drew a tablet thing, which is a symbol. And so you're going to take a horror from that attack, which will then allow you to put 1 damage onto that guy anyway.
Yeah, so, okay, perfect. That still goes off that way anyhow.
Okay.
Good, so he's half dead.
Yep, 2 health left. Which is much more consistent for...
Oh, wait, I took a damage, right?
You took 2 damage, and you already put that down, so...
Okay. Oh, wait, never mind. I just remembered. I can't do that yet. Okay. So, my go?
Yep. Unless Darking has something I want to do first.
Nah, go for it.
All right. I had a question about so at the end, well, just a second. The end of your last. So when is my last turn end? Does it end at the end of the investigator phase or at the end of the round?
What is the card that's making you ask that question? Can I see what the context is?
The mechanics wrench. I want to use the fight.
It's basically retaliation. If you got attacked by the enemy, you can attack. You can attack him back. He attacked you last turn.
Yeah. So since the end of your last turn, it attacked you during the enemy phase. Your last turn ended in the investigator phase, and so it would have dealt damage. So you can use that to fight him.
All right. Perfect. That's what I was wondering. All right. So I have a +2 to this fight.
So 7 versus 4, and +1 damage.
+1 damage. Yep.
So
-4. That will fail.
That's a fail.
And that is
right.
2
Jesus
actions.
Christ with us with the fucking...
Yeah, this one's been kind of brutal.
And then I will try it again.
-1. That is a success.
And that's a success and kill. That's 2 damage.
And he dead.
And we get that clue.
And you take his clue. Where did that clue go?
I think it just deleted it. I'm going to pull it out of here. There we go.
All right. And I get to do that test now. That's the end of my turn.
Yep. Willpower versus 3 versus 0. -4 is this. It's a failure.
Nice.
There's also a horror here, so you'll take 1 horror.
Sick. All right.
All right. And last but not least, our survivor.
All right, this will be something. I need to spend 2 actions here. Get rid of whispers in my head. Doubt. That's a good time.
That one we can just do this, and it doesn't say remove.
That's it. We did discard with that before.
Yeah, discard. So it's just gonna here.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, make sure it didn't say remove from the game.
Yep. I'm up here. I might as well search here. Get that last clue out.
Yep.
So we're gonna do
2 versus
that
1.
First.
That'll be a failure.
Okay, that's great. That gives me my.
You could actually. You said you had lucky, right? So if you wanted to
I do
pass
have
that,
lucky, yeah.
this is you're only actually failing by 1 because you reduced your book value to 0 from 2, and then you're only failing. So if you were to then play lucky would make you pass by 1.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. We can do that. Actually, hold on.
Which would then fill this area out, and that will give us a victory point. So, should note here, if you look at the rehearsal room, it says victory 1 in the bottom. You get those victory points on locations by clearing all the clues out of that area.
Okay.
So the more of those we do.
The King's Agent, the King's Agent also had a victory 1.
Oh, did he? I did not see that. I need to move him out of the.
Yeah, see, look right there, victory 1.
Oh, sick. Then he doesn't go in there. He goes in the victory display over here, which means he's not coming back.
Glad I noticed that.
I'm glad you did too. That's victory points. That's important.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll just.
For the 1 resource.
Yeah.
That gets you the 4th clue there. That gives us 4 out of the 12 we need to advance. I have 1 on me, so we have 5, 6 clues. We're halfway there. hopefully, since I've dealt with all this next turn, I can actually hoover up a bunch of clues in this area and get us 4 more. It has been very sad. Also, I'm at all the high shroud locations, which feels really bad too.
Well, that's also good for that because we're all low, we're all low investigation ability.
Ideally,
all,
I'd also like the low shroud, so I can just hoover up the entirety of the clues in one go. Because I can commit like 2 deductions to the same test and succeed by 2 or more very easily, and then get all of the clues at location. It's not as likely if I do that here. Which admittedly, with Mouse Mask and 2 of these, I get 9 versus 4, which I think I have to draw an auto fail to fail that. It's just not likely. And I'll get 3 clues, but it's not actually. Doesn't matter. Yeah, but I may not be able to get 4. Although 4 is still very doable. That being said, that is all the actions there. That is cleared out. That gives us another victory points. So we're at 2 victory points total, and that moves us into the enemy phase. There are no enemies left. So we move into the upkeep phase. Pog, magnifying glass, let's go. And then on into the Mythos phase. Doom goes on the agenda, and we draw our encounter cards.
Oh, hell yeah.
I cannot play I cannot play them, but I can... that makes me so sad. I can deal with this, though. It's very doable. Attach it to your location.
Oh, fuck. That's not good for me.
What did you draw?
Black Star Rise, which is a test against
your knowledge or your intelligence. If you fail, you must place either 1 doom in the current agenda or take 1 horror for each point you failed by. Honestly, if you fail it, take the horror.
Yeah, I don't have any horror recovery right now, though. That's my
maybe only 1 doom. We might be able to deal with 1 doom, actually.
Yeah, especially because I don't have anything to boost.
Most revealed clues. Oh, shit.
What
Yeah, have fun with that.
I don't have any way to deal with this, and I'm on the other side of the map from you guys. This is really bad. I can't investigate for all these clues while he's in this area. Well, he's on me, because then he's going to engage with me. And I can't play assets and stuff. I have no way to deal with this guy. I legit have no way to deal with this.
Except, yeah, he is in this, because right now, everything else we have down to 3 or less. Yours is the spot that's...
Yeah, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that this is a really bad, because I have no way to deal with this. I could try to evade him, so if someone has some...
As he enters, move 1 clue from his location to him. Okay. So yeah, he gains 1 of those clues too.
We have to actually defeat him to get those clues back. I'm
gonna go ahead and try to resolve my thing really fast.
Yeah, go for it. 2 versus 4. Can you get... you literally cannot pass that without giving yourself some pluses. -2 is a failure, which means you failed by 4.
Yeah, that would be nasty amount of.
Yeah, place the doom in the agenda. We'll just do that. We only have basically it's going to advance next round. So if you get any doom on stuff, it doesn't matter because it's going to advance anyway. And then that one can go away. All right.
Yeah, because the best they could have done was literally giving it a +1 or maybe a +2 at best. And that was still put me
well, there is no +2 token in the bag, and your Elder Sign only gives you +1 as well.
I'm saying my I had something that. Oh no, wait, never mind. That's not booked. That would have been +1. I could have best have given a +1, which would have been worthless.
How the fuck do I deal with this? I have to try to evade him. Does anyone have any feat they can commit to me? Because it's a 3 versus 3 right now.
All I have is technically a single question mark.
That would give me +1.
I can commit resourceful.
That gives me +1 as well. Okay. So that's +2.
Yeah, I'll go ahead drop that here for that. That is destroying my relic to do it. That's the only way I can do it.
No,
I did pick up something else that's worthwhile though. At the same time.
That's a really good card. You've got Holy Rosary as well, though. Like, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, which I literally just pulled.
Holy Rosary is pretty good too. Is there, Darking? Is there anything in your deck that could help here? Like any pluses you can give? Any like wilds or feat icons?
I mean, I can give you. I've got just 1 wild.
Fast play after your skill test you failed ends.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe hold on to that one. I'm gonna try it with just the 5 versus 3. I'm gonna try to evade this guy. So I'll take my first action here to do that. -1, that's successful. So he's now evaded at my location. I'm gonna have to do that again probably later on, but I'm gonna then investigate, and I'm gonna commit 2 deductions to that. So it's gonna be +2, which is gonna be 7 versus the Shroud of 4. I'm gonna then spin my resource on the mouse to make it 9 versus 4. Cultist is -3, which is still a success by 2.
Cultist is -4.
Oh, it is -4. Piss. Let's see, 9. That's at 5. Dang it, that's not by 2. That sucks. Horror goes in this location.
Yep.
Oh, actually, that's fine. It's actually fine. I only can get 3 out of that anyway. So I'm gonna get 3 clues because deduction each gives me +1.
I would honestly say flee your ass out of that location right after this too, especially since this thing doesn't have hunter.
Yeah, it won't be able to move. We need to deal with it to get that clue back, because there's probably an exact number of clues. But I'm gonna use my last action to move there.
Well, the good news is,
and I will gain a resource.
Well, we said we need 12 clues. We need like what? 12
We need
clues
12
total?
clues. Yeah. So I'm currently sitting at 4.
No, it's not. It's not an exact. It can't be an exact, can it?
It could be.
If you're at 4, wait. That's
We have an
4,
area here we've
5.
not opened up yet. There's 3
we
here.
So he has 4. We have 9 already.
Yeah, so we just need 3 clues. Which means there could be
Yeah,
some in
and
the
we
lobby
already
doorway.
we already have 3 revealed here that we can pick up.
Yeah, but there may be some.
we have
We
3.
may need clues to advance the next stage of the act deck too. And we're probably kind of behind right now. So ideally, if we can get 3 clues, that would be great. But that area is a Shroud 3, which is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, that's really rough for us.
I'm probably gonna go up to the lobby doorway next turn and see what we can do. But yeah, you guys are good to go. That's all my actions I can take this turn.
Well, then for now, I will just go ahead. Two resources. Drop that.
Oh, and App 90 chat. I'm sorry I didn't have the actual chat up. If you're still in here, thank you for hanging out today. But they actually noted that the King in Yellow has a victory point and goes in the victory display. So I'm
Us. Okay, so this means I have 2 extra. Mine, doesn't it?
which one?
Or this my Holy Rosary means I have 2 extra.
Yeah, so you basically the way that works is that it has a health pool that's separate from yours. When you take damage, you can choose to allocate it to that card for the types that it has. So this has 2 sanity, so you can put 2 horror on it. When it fills up that, much like you, when it fills up that horror that it has, it is then discarded. But so you actually ideally, it's gonna soak 1 horror for you total, and it's gonna give you a permanent +1 brain because of its other effect.
Yeah.
So you just want to keep it out on the field.
Yeah, that was kind of the thought process I had on that.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
a
gives
really
me
good
that.
card.
If I had more resources, I could replace Shriveling with another Shriveling that be set up perfectly for that. But we don't have any.
Does your deck have resource generation in it? Like, what is the resource generation here?
Well, I have a resource cost cheaters. Is what I
Ah,
noticed.
that's what it is. Yeah, so it's uncage the soul to reduce the cost by you spend an
Yeah,
action.
which I had to bend I had to burn earlier.
Yeah, there's another copy in your deck, so you should be able to make use of that once if you can manage to draw it, of course.
So there's that. I'm trying to think here because I'm not likely to ever beat this investigation.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's not likely. You'd have to get a +1 or an Elder Sign, which there's only 1 of each in the deck or in the bag right now. So the odds are not in your favor for being able to investigate
So-
there.
At this point, I should realistically look at moving maybe over towards a lobby doorway and be able to help deal with this. fucker
Yeah,
over here.
I think moving towards my location is probably a good play. I'm gonna go up the lobby doorway to do the investigations there. Me getting pinned in the same room with the Spires of
There.
Carcosa 2 turns in a row is rough.
Oh, we actually haven't also been up to balcony.
Oh, we've
yet.
not been up to balcony, so we have 2 areas we've not been to yet. So,
Yeah, I just moved back to theater.
cool. That sounds good. Who would like to go next?
I'll go ahead and go. First thing I'm doing, we're done here. We're done in the rehearsal room. I'm
Yep,
leaving.
that room is done.
Coming on down.
Yeah, no victory points in the backstage, so I'd honestly say it's not even worth getting the unless you do need the clues. But if there are better places to get clues, if you can get like multiple clues in one go, then obviously go there and do that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, being those are both the same difficulty,
yeah,
moving to trap room would probably be the better bet.
it depends on how many actions you've got though, because the action economy to do that. Moving is like one of the worst possible. Moving and then getting a resource are the two worst actions in the game.
It's all right. The odds of me failing over there is pretty decent, so I could at least get one back.
Oh,
That's true.
wait a sec. Actually, I just realized I had to either take one horror or like spirit. I didn't get to move that far. I only got to move one.
Yeah, so you could lose an action to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was there.
Yeah, we should definitely not place clues on that. That seems like a good plan to not do. All right.
Yeah. All right. We'll go ahead and we'll go in and we'll try.
Second
see what
action,
happens.
and then investigate 2 versus 3.
Oh, let me see. Check on this real quick. Yeah, I'll play a gumption. Lower it by 2.
So 2 versus 1.
2 versus 1. And
Do you have
let's-
anything else you can maybe commit to it or anything like that? Because that's still not the greatest.
Yeah,
it's not the greatest.
I have a card to commit. I really don't want to, because it's a permanent +1 while investigating, and I really don't want to commit to a single +1.
Yeah, I would almost say hold on to that one for yourself.
Yeah.
I was asking, does he have anything that he could maybe burn instead for that? That's all.
Not for this one. Actually, what I could do is, if I intentionally fail this one, then I could juice the retry a lot better.
True.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, go about that then.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we're
go
just
for
gonna go for it.
2 versus 3. -4. So you fail by 2. Sorry, fail by
Yeah.
3. Fail by 3.
That's fine.
And you take a horror.
That's
You failed it.
fine as well.
So you can also do your you can do your rabbit's foot out of
Right.
this.
Yeah, which is absolutely what we're gonna do.
What was the tap button?
E, and then Q
Okay.
untaps. You may want to change.
Okay.
There should be a rotation degrees thing at the top of your screen.
Yeah,
think
I
it's-
know. I was just trying to remember which
Okay.
button it was.
I just didn't know. I didn't know if I'd
explain
explained that or not. I couldn't remember.
All right, so I will fast play, live and learn. Here.
Also, there's that because you have an extra action because of the
Correct.
failed.
After play, you just get ends. After resolving all effects from the failed test. Cool. Attempt to test again. You get +2 skill value, which puts you at 4 versus 3.
4 versus 3, and then I can throw the gumption down to make it 4 versus 1.
4 versus 1. Yep. Go for it.
Yeah, learning how to play these decks is very different. Like you have to. Really
-4 is still a failure, and you'll take another horror.
God damn.
We've been really
Man,
unlucky with these cultist
That is
tokens.
very unlucky.
There's only one cultist token in the deck, and only one tablet token in the bag, and we've drawn them like half of the draws. That's really unlucky.
Yes.
All right, well that is all that's left is Ukulele's turn.
All right.
hold on,
so
hold on.
Oh,
I can-
hang on. Do you have more things you can do?
Oh no, that takes an action. It's not a fast. Never mind.
all right. So my first action is I'll move, which will take 2 actions because of that one card, and then I lose my other action because of the Spirit Totem.
Wow, that is
So-
really unfortunate. You could take a horror
in
instead
my
if you wanted to, instead of losing that action if you had something else you wanted to do.
I'm already at like 3 horror.
Yeah, that's probably you're probably right.
So
Yeah, that thing is
that's-
brutal.
And I'm going to take that test to hopefully get rid of it. Let me see if I can commit anything to it because I really don't want to fail.
I can't help
Is your ally injured any? Or do you have an ally?
you. Me
There.
or
Agnes?
Zano?
I don't
Zano
have.
does not.
I do not have any allies yet.
No ally in there.
Okay. Okay, never mind then. So I'm just going to do a straight.
Auto fail.
Never going to get rid of this thing.
God.
I feel your pain, man. I had that on me like an entire campaign. Or not campaign, an entire scenario before. It sucks.
So, Mythos phase.
Mythos phase, yeah.
Or wait,
Uh,
upkeep first.
Upkeep first, sorry. There are no enemies, right? Yeah, no enemies. Upkeep phase, and then Mythos
No,
phase.
there was one enemy, but he's stunned.
Oh, look, both of my hand slots. And then
Alright,
Mythos
then
phase.
Mythos.
So the agenda's gonna advance. So before we do anything, before we draw our cards, the agenda advances.
I just did, and then
You're
you
good.
said
We'll
that.
resolve it in a second. Abruptly, the malformed body of an unnatural nightmare slams onto the stage, its slithering tendrils reaching into the aisles. It opens its maw and lets out a shrill, piercing song. The melody is uncanny. The notes sear into your mind. Pain pounds in your forehead, and blood runs from your eyes. Search all the set-aside cards of Victory's Play for the Royal Emissary and spawn it in the theater. And that then spawns in the theater.
Oh, great! Well, at least the combat people are heading right to it.
It targets the lowest willpower, which is either me or Stella. That's its prey, so when it moves with Hunter, it will do that. It is also massive, so what massive means is that it doesn't engage with people. It is considered to be engaged with anybody at the same location. It has Hunters that will move, and it has Retaliate, so if you fail attacks against it, it will attack you back, and it does 2 damage per attack. Force at the end of the enemy phase. Each investigator at Royal Emissary's location or connecting location takes 1 horror. Luckily, we're past the enemy phase, so we need to deal with this very fast, though. Look, it only has 4 health, though, so it should be pretty easy to deal with.
Yeah, I'm moving into the. I'm moving in. Okay, I'm moving into the room with it. I'm gonna probably hunt this fucker.
Let's resolve our encounter cards first, though.
Or actually, you know, I need to be ahead of where it's gonna be.
I should not have said anything, Ukulele, because I just drew it as well.
Yeah, I have Fnatic here.
Oh, you got a Fnatic too.
Reveal the location. Oh, Fnatic goes over to Stella's room.
So Fnatic actually spawns on you, unfortunately.
Delightful.
It spawns in your room and engages with you, so that's unfortunate. Daniela's got some rats.
Let's see. Move one and move one of the clues to it.
Yep.
Man, that room is nasty. Like every time Stella goes in that room, it's like here's an enemy.
Yeah, that room is awful, and then the room that I am currently in has had 2 Spires of Carcosa in it. I think there's only 2 of those in the deck right now.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think how to deal with the Royal Emissary. I'm almost thinking because of how my thing works, I want to be where it's going to end its turn, so that I can deal with back 1 damage to it constantly.
I think ideally that never happens. I think ideally,
because I don't have the resources to get into a thing to do too much damage to it too quickly. Actually, no, never mind, I do. But the thing is like if it comes into the same room, it deals out 1 horror. I take 1 horror, I deal 1 damage back to it.
yeah. It also then
so I can stick around in the room and fight it, and that's
should
not
also
a
note
problem.
that it attacks as well. So if it moves into the room, it will do 2 damage to everybody in the room, and then do a horror to everybody in the room and at each connecting location. So it's actually kind of nasty.
Yeah.
So you're not just taking two horror, you're taking one horror, you're taking 2 damage as well.
And the damage is like it attacks. There's no skill check against that, right?
No, it just hits you. The ideal scenario is that somebody moves in, does 4 damage to it in 1 go, and then kills it. But I don't think that's even a feasible option with the cards we have on the field right now.
Yeah, no. Just at most, what I could do is because I can do 2 damage. That's it. Well, actually, I could do 2 damage twice with sets of attacks here. Let's see, because if I do that,
because you have the baseball bat, so it is 4 combat versus you'd be doing 4 versus 4. And if you draw a skull or an auto fail token at any point during those attacks, you then discard baseball bat if the attack resolves.
Yeah, I have another idea. I have another thing I can do here. So,
I guess my question is, have you drawn Spectral Razor? Because that would help us immensely.
No, but I have drawn this.
Okay, so you'd have to gain a resource, spend an action to move, and then spend another action to attack and do 2 damage.
Yeah, because I was trying to put this one on top of this one so that I would actually get this, so I could actually get rid of this.
Yeah.
shrivel.
So yeah, basically you could just place it in the other slot. Oh wow, I didn't realize it gives tokens back. But yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to do it that way. So I now have that again. So so that would take in my action right for the event.
Yeah, to play a card. Did you have enough resources to play it?
It reduced it by 3.
Oh, for
So.
Oh, you play. Okay, so okay, yeah. So that
Yeah,
I didn't realize you played.
Uncage the Soul. Yeah, Uncage the Soul reduced it by 3, which made shriveling free for me.
Perfect. Yeah. So that cost us 1 action total.
Yep. And now I get to. So now when I'm fighting this thing, like when I move into it, I'm fighting as a 6v4.
No. So the shriveling action is part of using shriveling is to fight. Oh yeah, no, you're already 6. Never mind, I forgot. You're already 6 baseline. Yeah, never mind. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
So I would be fighting as a 6v4 while dealing 2 damage at a time. So that kind of seems like my best bet here.
Yeah, then I would say I'd say that's a good plan. I mean, you finish out your turn because you've already played the first card.
I can only do 1 attack into it this turn for this turn, because so 1 to move.
Ukulele. Before you move in there, ukulele. Do you have access to +1 damage?
Yep.
Cool. Do it.
To the Royal Emissary?
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, can you make a regular attack without your wrench and get +1 damage on it?
I won't be able to attack this round, though.
You spend 2 actions to move into the same area, and then you have 1 action left to fight, right? It's massive, so you don't have to engage it or anything. Oh, you have rats on you.
Yeah.
Well, you could just soak the damage on the rats, and the rats will kill themselves.
Yeah, that'd probably be best with how they are.
All right.
I know it's not ideal with your current setup because you're used to having bandages and guard dog and things to soak things for you, but
yeah. So I'm there. So I moved into there for it as well for now. So I'm in the same room for it.
Yep, that's 2 actions.
Yeah, I'm just making see if ukulele is doing anything here as well.
Well, they'll have to do it in their own turn, so you have to use all your actions first.
All right. Then yeah, I'm gonna do that.
7 versus
yeah, because I'm using this. God, Jesus Christ.
So 7 versus 4 or 6 versus 4. So that is a -4. A horror goes in the room, and it retaliates, doing 2 damage to you.
That is fucking ridiculous. How? Are you sure there's only 1 cultist thing in there? Because we've literally hit it.
Yeah. It shows the number of each kind of token in here over on the right hand side of the overlay area.
This feels odd because we've literally hit.
We've just been
very 7 times.
Very unlucky.
Already. Like we literally have hit it within the last 3 draws twice.
I've pulled the auto fail token 4 actions in a row. It is, and that's not just in this. I've done it with a physical bag too. Sometimes you just get really unlucky.
Yeah, that is.
All right, so you'll take 2 damage. The horror won't go off though, but that is all of your actions.
Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, for me. I was hoping I could get something on it, but damn.
Is it cool if I go next?
Sure. Yeah, go nuts.
All right, so I'm gonna spend 2 actions to move because I have this stupid Frozen in Fear. That's gonna reveal this location. There are 4 clues here. It's Shroud 5. Oh, I get +3 investigate. After skill ends, discard each card in my hand. What? That's gonna give me a resource onto my mask because I revealed a new location. I'm gonna spend my last action to spend a resource because I have so many resources right now to play Magnifying Glass, and I really don't want to get rid of them to get +3 book at this location. So we'll just get that out, and then I've got another one to play next turn. But that's all my actions. God, how many 9 clues total? Okay, you guys are up. You can do whatever order you like. Oh, did you test Black Star's Rise, by the way? Did you resolve that?
Not yet. I'm about to.
Yeah, resolve it now. This should be resolved before we move into this phase. I didn't really hadn't.
Great. I still fail.
By 1, just take the horror. Or it's only if you fail by 1 here, so you take 1. Oh, sorry, it's book. You fail by 2. What are you at right now? 3. Switch down to 3. Ugh. We have 6 doomed until the next phase moves.
Definitely racking up.
We could put a doom on there.
Yeah. I mean, I could.
It puts you in a pretty dangerous spot.
Yeah.
Now the emissary, as it stands right now, won't move, so you're not going to take any damage there unless you move into the area next to into the backstage.
Well, the thing is so. Well, no, he's going to take horror regardless. But yeah.
Well, it's connecting locations, and so unless he moves here.
Except on his emissary strength, he's going to hunt either you, or he either has to hunt you or him.
He's considered to be engaged with you because he's massive in the same room as you, so he's not going to move.
Oh, I thought Hunter.
Hunter only triggers to move towards if there's no investigators in the same area as it, or it's not engaged.
Okay.
Massive means it's considered to be engaged with everybody in the same room as it. So it's actually not going to move. Hunter's not even going to trigger because it's already in an area. So we putting the Doom on there?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the Doom. Oof, we're gonna have to like go fast. I need to be covering up more clues. Luckily, Frozen in Fear doesn't affect my investigation, so I can get a bunch of clues this next turn.
Yep, and then Ukulele's gonna have to.
In fact, next turn I can advance us.
Well, technically, me and Armored are gonna have to sit here and fight the ever-living shit out of this thing in that room.
What does a horror on the location mean? Exactly.
So basically, when you draw a cultist, a tablet, or I think it's an eldritch token, if there is a horror on that location, you take a horror, in addition to in addition to the -4.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so is it my turn now?
Yeah, or Darking,
Yeah,
whichever way he wants
to
go.
Go for it.
All right, so I'll move into here, which will cause an attack of opportunity from
The rat.
swarm of rats, which will kill it and deal 1 damage to me. All right, and now I will attack Royal Emissary. I will come.
Okay, you have a 5.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you have a 5. I was just seeing what are you committing into this one here?
I'll commit a vicious blow for
So
an
you're
extra
currently
damage.
5 versus 4 at doing 2 damage. I cannot help on this.
I'm committing a baseball bat.
Huh?
I'm committing baseball bat for another +1.
Yeah, so you'd be 6 versus 4 at +1 damage. Or sorry, 7 versus 4 at +1 damage.
All right.
As long as you do not hit the freaking -4s.
There's a few of those in the deck. Yeah, so here's fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's go.
7 versus 4.
Oh, didn't work.
-1. Actually,
-1.
no, it's
Yeah,
-3, but it's still a success because you have 3 or more horror on you. But so it's
yeah.
So -3. That's still a success though.
All right, so that's 2 damage onto him. And that is the end of my turn.
Right, he still has
Let me do my test.
-4, and you take a horror because you do that
Oh,
token.
shit. That means that 4. I'm gonna take a horror from whenever he attacks.
And he'll be 1 off.
Yeah, I'll
dying.
be 1 off.
That's
from death.
really bad. We need to deal with this thing immediately.
Well, here's the thing. It's also going to take damage from putting horror on me.
It will take 1 damage. And it's once per phase.
And when it attacks me, it'll take a damage as well.
Oh,
so it'll
hang
die.
on. Your shriveling drew a cultist token, right?
Yes, it did.
You take a horror?
So
Because of the
it
shriveling
took 1
effect?
damage.
So it will take 1 damage there. So take your horror, and it will take a damage there. And then when it hits you again, it'll die.
Yeah, it's dead.
So we're actually okay. We have to just make sure that Ukulele avoids taking any more horror.
So yeah, because it's going to attack. It's going to actually die with the moment it attacks Ukulele.
Yeah, and it'll die then. So regardless, it's actually it'll die. It's because it only triggers the horror effect when at the end of the enemy phase. So it actually will only do 2 damage to each of you, but it won't actually do the horror effect. So we're fine.
On the other hand, that's going to leave me at 2.
Which is not ideal, but we can.
Same with me.
Yeah, but you're both. But hopefully that's the biggest thing we got to fight this time, and I'll be able to advance the act deck. There are 5 cards in this act deck. Oh my god, this scenario is kind of hard. What the hell?
A little challenging.
It would have been better if I'd gotten at least 1 soak card.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
jeez.
you have so many soak cards. I haven't drawn any of them. You have 7 cards in your hand. Good lord.
Yeah.
All right, Darking, you are up. That is all of Ukulele's actions.
Yeah. Well, I've got this fanatic engaged with me.
Yeah. So invading it's gonna be pretty easy for you. You're already at 5.
Yeah. I mean, evasion's gonna have to be what it is. So we're going for it. I got no cards that I can do anything with.
5
for
versus
that.
3. -1. That's a success.
That's fine. We take those.
And the dude is gonna get tapped. At your location.
That means now I gotta.
Somebody else did it at the same time.
Just spinning.
You good?
Oh, no, I had it.
It's fine. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
So to actually be away from this guy, I gotta leave.
You gotta leave.
So
And that will
gotta-
either take 2 actions or an action and a horror.
Okay. I can throw the horror on Pete.
You
Or
could throw, yeah,
go-
that's free. Yeah.
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 That heals every single turn. That's free. Is it automatically healing him every turn for you? When
No,
you
I
upkeep?
have to take the token
Oh,
off.
okay. I didn't know if it was automatically doing it or not. I just kept looking over and didn't have any stuff on him, which is the right way you play him, but
Yeah.
I think got 1 action left.
Got 1 action left. We might as well try and investigate here.
Yeah, I'm gonna hoover up a bunch of these clues this turn. Yeah, you might as well. And very least, if you get a fail, you get an extra action, can do something else.
Right. Let's see. I'm thinking about playing this card. Sure. I will throw winging
I was
it
getting
down.
that -1 that he had left out.
If you play, this is an event, so it's gonna cost you 1 and cost you an action to play it.
That's fine.
Then you investigate. It's -1 shroud for this investigation. Wing it from your discard pile. And
So basically, I can pull this back out whenever I want.
oh yeah, that's kind of
Once.
cool. All right, so it's gonna be shroud 2. Gonna be 2 versus 2.
I'm gonna keep that to the side.
Well, he just goes in your discard pile. You just search it from your discard pile.
And it's a lot of effort. Anyway,
Because it works. Elder Sign +1. Or you can choose to fail it and heal 1 health and 1 horror.
that is tempting.
Yeah, and if you fail it, then you get another action.
Right, and I get another action and a card draw. So yeah,
And it's
let's-
still going to stay -1 because of the event goes for the turn.
This one is
Is
so
it
it
for
goes
the
for the
turn or-
action. So in this case,
for the action?
Oh, for the-
you
for
do
this
an action, investigation
Right.
action. So his investigation's over. So it's gonna go back into Shroud 3. But he can, in theory, play it out of his discard pile for another resource and just play it
Right.
again. And then,
Which-
okay, it points it gets shuffled back into his deck.
Yeah, so I will take the heal and the extra action. We will go ahead and do that. I'll spend the resource.
If you want to go ahead and do that
Actually,
test, I'll shuffle it in your deck.
before I do that, let me tap my rabbit foot.
Yeah, draw your card. And
Get
then
your free draw.
Yeah. See if that makes a difference. That doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll go ahead and spend the resource. And away we go.
-2. It is 2 versus 2, so that is going to be a failure.
Wait, I thought you had to match it to succeed.
Well, it's 2 versus 2 baseline, so it's now a 2 versus 0. So that's a failure. Because it's a Shroud 3,
okay.
which reduced by 1 is Shroud 2. And he only has
Right.
2 book.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he. Oh, why? I thought when you said 2 versus 2, I thought you meant. Oh,
Oh,
it
the
was-
final results? No, it's 2
Yeah.
versus 0.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay.
0 versus 2. But yeah, so that's good worse. I mean, you got plenty of, you have some extra card draw and stuff like that, so you're fine there. Overall, I'd say that was well worth it. You healed some stuff too.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
All right, that is everybody. Enemy phase. These enemies are, this is exhaust. This one does not have Hunter. The Royal Emissary will do 2 damage to Agnes and to Daniela.
Ooh,
Yep.
That hurts. But by doing that, he takes 1 damage in retaliation.
Yep, from Daniela's
Yep.
attack. And it will die, which is, if someone wants to grab these 3 tokens off of it, that is 2 victory points for killing the Royal Emissary. Which is actually
May not
kind of
have been a
huge.
perfect turn for it, but
Yeah, I mean that works though. That is a solid way to go about this. We need to get some healing out if we can get it, but
Yeah, it's like you got two people limping along here now.
Yeah.
right. Upkeep phase. Everything untaps, and we upkeep. Ooh, my other mask. That could be useful. Could be. Probably not. And then we move into the Mythos phase. A Doom goes on the agenda. And we draw our encounter cards. Twisted to his will. Revelation, if there's no Doom in play, gains Surge. Otherwise, test X amount of Doom in play. Well, there is no Doom in play, so it's going to gain Surge.
Oh, I'm happy with this one. Rotting Remains works fine for me.
Oh, that's great for you, yeah. Descent into Madness. If I have at least 3 horror, I do not. That does nothing again. Again, I Surge and draw another card.
Okay, 3 versus 3. That's a success, right? Literally for end results. So 6 minus 3 versus 3.
Sorry. So 6 minus 3. 6 versus 3. Yeah, that's a success. So you're good to go.
Which location has the most clues?
Currently the one that I am on. Did you draw an enemy?
Yep.
Oh, God damn it.
Fanatic. Revealed location with the most clues.
I don't
That's
have
really
the
good.
actions to deal with this.
That is another fanatic. My
Which means
God.
he spawns on me. I don't have the actions to deal with this guy.
You know what? Here's what I can help with this here.
Does he have 2 health? He does have 2 health. Yeah, if you could
Yeah,
move twice,
so
and
yeah, I'm
either
moving
of you,
here,
could move twice.
I'm gonna take my turn off first then, okay?
That's fine, because I know
I
that Ukulele has Frozen in Fear as well, so he won't be able to get up there and fight it.
Yeah, so I'm here. I'm going to beforehand play down an event as well, just so I don't get screwed. Like by spending.
So this is fast, yeah. So X is the amount of horror on you. You have +2. Well, is +2 fights not really going to help you in this though?
No, but plus, yes, it does, because right now that means I succeed even if I get a -4.
No. So you're fighting it if you're using shriveling. You're fighting it with your willpower. Not.
I'm not fighting. I'm not going to fight it with shriveling. I'm going to fight it with baseball bat. So it still sits at 6 for the moment.
Why would you be at? Why would you be?
I want to hold off shriveling.
But your baseball bat swings with your fist, so that's puts you at 6 versus 4, so it's a -2. So you.
Oh, it's 6 versus 4. I thought it was 2 still.
So you have 2 your baseline +2 with the baseball bat, +2 from this.
Well, it just so happens that
You have 2 of them. Oh, well, now it's 8 versus 4, and you're swinging for 2 damage with the baseball bat.
Yep. So unless I get auto failed.
+1, that'll do it. He takes 2 damage and dies.
Massive.
Cool, that's awesome. That's all of your actions. And you did not draw a token, either token that would cause your baseball bat to break. Cool, I'm gonna go next, if that's cool. I'm actually not gonna get rid of this hidden peril in my hand. First action, I'm gonna spend a resource, because I'm flooded with them right now, to play Magnifying Glass in my other hand. So I'm gonna double Magnifying Glass this. So this area is currently Shroud 5. I am 5 base +2 while investigating, so 7 base. I can give another one to give me 9 versus 5. I don't really. Ooh, wait, hang on. I have a brilliant plan. This is gonna save me a whole action. So I'm gonna do the investigate on this to get +3 book. So it's gonna be 8, 9, 10 versus 5. It's gonna make me discard my whole hand, which is fine because that also includes the hidden peril that was in it.
Wait, you discarded the thing that was in your hand to the top of your deck. Don't.
Oop, you're right. You're right. That goes here. I mismoved it. So 10 versus 5. Elder Sign. That's gonna be +2. I could choose to fail and draw 3 cards. That sounds like a terrible plan. I succeeded by 2 or more. So that will get 2 clues and a resource. Oop, not the location, please. I want to get 2 clues, please.
Yeah, I'm dragging one down for you as well.
Oh, I just grabbed 2. But we'll just grab one of those. That's fine. There's that. And then I'm going to spend my next action,
Damn.
or my final action, to investigate. We're going to use the same effect to give me +3 because I have no cards in my hand anyway. So it's going to be 7, 10 versus 5. And I'm going to investigate that. -2 is a success. I succeeded by more than 2, so I gain an additional clue. And that's another victory point for us because that whole area is cleared out.
Nice.
And with that number of clues, I'm going to then spend all but one clue. I'm going to remove all the clues, just pull one out. Let's keep the one on ukulele. Ukulele, if you could pull a clue out as soon as I do that. So if you want to pull a clue back out of the thing and put it on your character. Or, yeah, just do that, and I'll put this here. I'm going to spend 12 to advance the act deck. A shadow creeps along the wall beside you, and your heart leaps into your throat. You turn, and a figure flits away just out of sight. Either your mind is playing tricks on you, or someone is in the theater. You follow the direction of the shadow, rounding a nearby corner. At the far end of the hall, he stands awaiting you, a man in elegant black suit, his face covered by a pale mask. Though his attire has changed, you instantly recognize him as the actor who played the role of the stranger, one of the characters from The King in Yellow. He turns and disappears through an open doorway, as if taunting you to follow. Choose one of the set-aside locations at random, and put that location into play. Spawn the set-aside man in the pallid mask enemy at the location. Alright, I'm just gonna pull both of these out, and we'll just put them together. Why did that randomly rotate? I don't understand.
Oh, okay. So there's 3 possible
Lobby
so
doorway.
there's 3 copies, different 2As.
Oh,
Yeah, so remove the. So yeah, we choose one of the 2As at random.
Oh,
Remove the other
okay.
2. So let's see. I'm gonna grab the different 2As so we can shuffle them.
Yeah, perfect. I misread the 2As. I thought it was the set aside. I didn't see set aside 2As.
Okay, so.
Oh no, I was right. I actually was right. I was doing it correctly. I hadn't gotten there yet. That was the lobby door we pulled.
So we'll flip these.
And the man in the pallid mask then spawns here.
Flip that one. There we go. Here's the one we have. These two
Okay.
will go. These two get removed out of the game.
We'll just set them aside over here. Oh yeah, you can set them like over here. And that
Right,
one then
and
goes
this
on top.
is now. Yep.
Cool. So that's actually not as bad. It's this one, when the man in the pallid mask would be discarded from play, advance.
It's the same one that was on the top, ironically. But
Cool. All right. So spawns farthest location from all investigators, aloof, which is technically he spawns here because of what the thing says. This is going to affect if he continues on. He has 3 health, 4 fight, 4 evasion. You can spend an action to investigate. So he's aloof. In order to deal damage to him, you must spend an action to engage him, and then spend an action to attack. You can't just attack him for being in the same area. He will also not automatically engage on anyone who is in the same area as him. But spend an action to investigate. The location gets +2 shroud for the investigation. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, defeat the man in the pallid mask. So honestly, next turn, unless somebody else can get there and deal with him, I'm gonna deal with him. Because I can deal with +2 shroud pretty easily.
yeah, he has 3 health, so I don't think either one of us would be able to kill him off that easily either.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to get like a... I mean, Ukulele could probably do it with a better weapon, but he doesn't appear to have drawn any of his other weapons, which is unfortunate.
Oh, actually, no, I could deal with him very easily.
I mean, I can do it in
Yeah,
one
so-
action,
Yeah,
and
you
the
can
same...
do it in one action, yeah.
Guaranteed.
You're better.
So I'll do that next
'Cause-
turn.
Yeah, because I was going, hey, if I engage him like that, when he fights back on someone who's engaged, he does mind, or he does horror. So, horror would kill him in retaliation for me.
Yeah, but we don't want to have to take any damage. So if I can get it without doing any damage, because I can investigate without, because he's not actually going to, he doesn't have retaliate. He won't be fighting anybody back unless you engage him, which is going to take extra actions. Like, in order to do even just one attack against him, you would need to move twice and then engage, which is going to take your entire turn. I can move, and investigate, and then when I'm investigating, I'm at 7 baseline, and I can also get +2 from Mouse Mask. I'll get another thing back on it anyway.
We'll have you go first then and take that. Take that on. If you can't, then we'll get him involved.
That said, we have 2 other investigators to still go before this is done. Our actions are still finished. We still have 2 more investigators to go before this turn even ends. So it's either Ukulele or Darking's turn next to kind of go and set up or whatever you guys need to do. I've got before you go, I have to make a 3 versus 3 will test.
Yep.
-1 is a failure. I should have given myself +2. I'm stupid. I'm the biggest of dumb. Oh well. Now it is your turn.
Okay. First
This is a
turn.
center thing at 7, so I can actually easily track that.
Well, it's only while investigating. So
Oh,
magnifying glass doesn't give. It's not like Dr. Milan who gives me +1 book. It gives me +1 while I'm investigating. So if I have to take like a book test that's not investigation, I don't get the +2 from that. So it's easier to leave this at 5, and I just know that because I have 2 magnifying glasses, I get +2. That's all that card does. I had an extra action actually from playing that magnifying glass. Hang on, I'm gonna move down 1 actually with my last action because I forgot this is a fast card and I used an action to play it.
Okay. Finally got rid of Frozen in Fear.
The dream. What is your other actions? Oh, you played Enchanted Blade, played Bandages,
Yeah, and I drew a card.
and drew a card. Fantastic. That's actually, this is what we're hoping to see. Was that card Guard Dog?
Nope. Unfortunately.
That's so unfortunate. All right, Darking, your turn.
All right. Well, first things first. I've drawn Obsessive, so I gotta discard a card, so that's great. Do that.
Oh, hang on. Oh, it's a non-weakness card. Darn.
Correct.
I was like, ooh, discard
No,
a card.
it says basic weakness.
Yeah, no, but the force effect is that discard 1 non-weakness card random from your hand. I was thinking he could potentially get lucky and discard the encounter card he's got in his hand right now.
Yeah, no such luck.
Oh, if only.
Nope.
That would have been great.
Yeah. Imagine. So that leaves me with a whole lot of not a lot.
I
mean-
understand. I'm playing with no hand.
Same. I also have no
Me
hand.
and Graveyard. Me and Graveyard's like sitting over here. We'll wash our hands of this affair.
Heck, I used mine to save myself an action, so I didn't have to spend 2 actions to get rid of a card. And so I have to investigate on top of it. I actually saved myself 2 actions to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate here. Maybe I'll fail, maybe I won't. We'll see.
I mean, that is
I
still
will
a failure.
fail. Yeah, which is fine. That's great. I can,
Get an extra action, you can draw a card.
yeah, action and draw a card. Great.
Oh, and for 1 draw cards, you have a button right above your deck that just says draw 1. You can use that to draw a card as well. It's right underneath upkeep.
Yeah.
It's not that much simpler, but I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes it's
all the same. Sure, I mean, let's search again, but with winging it this time.
See, victory
-1.
points? No.
No, but he immediately advances the act.
Yeah, when we defeat him, it's important. I just wanted to see if we would get victory points too. He's gonna I've watched a little bit of other people play this campaign. This guy is a recurring character. Whether or not he's actually a bad guy is unknown at this point. And I don't even know if he's a bad guy or not.
I'll be right back.
No worries.
So that still fails.
Investigate again. It's still a fail.
I fail. Yeah.
Oh, and this is. Oh, you still have to. Oh, this goes in your threat area, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Not over there. So yeah, when you draw it, it's the revelation is it puts it into your threat area, and this will happen every
gotcha.
single turn until you spend 2 actions to discard it.
Yeah, great.
Which I mean, you could
Well,
do that now.
yeah, I have the 2, and not a lot of options.
And then it goes in your discard pile. So it can cycle back through your deck, but it's not likely. I mean,
Okay, great, good enough.
all right, and that is all of our turns.
I forget that my hand is invisible to people. So when I'm like waiting and entertaining myself, I'm just sitting here like doing figure 8s. I'm like, wait, it's visible.
Nope, it is totally visible. There are no enemies on the field. Actually, there is, but he's not got hunters. He's not going to move. Upkeep phase.
Keep. Alrighty.
Oh, that was fast. I didn't expect you back so soon.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes! I need to get this out into play. That's very good. What do I have in here that I actually want? That is an item, at least. Look at my telescope back.
God.
Could be useful.
That's useful as hell. I don't know where I set this.
All right, and Mythos phase. A Doom goes on the agenda. Or halfway through the end of this. I got dissonant voices. I cannot play assets or events this turn. Yay!
I got Rotting Remains, so I have to do my my 6v3. I succeed.
I got
How
a
much
fanatic.
doom we got?
Which
Or
spawns
we
at the
have there?
most clues, which I believe is here.
Okay.
And he gets a clue on him from that location.
Jesus Christ, there's 2 fanatics in that room.
Yeah, and there should be clues on each of them. So yeah, that room is like not good to be in. So you get Spirit's Torment and 2 fanatics in that room. So yeah, like just
Stay away from there if you can.
so there is no Doom in play. There is Doom on the agenda, but no Doom in
Right.
play. So that card is gonna get Surge. So you just discard it and draw another one.
Okay, great.
And it's hitting. Cool.
Fantastic.
So basically, that card is designed to be a negative combo with Spires of Carcosa, which I've managed to. I think there's only 2 of them in the deck,
And
which
you
we
managed
had
to pull them both.
had to reshuffle them anyway. But I've pulled them. They're back in the deck now, but I pulled them both early on, so which made it a little bit easier to deal with. All right, and that is all of the Mythos phase, I believe. And so we move on to the Investigator phase. If it's cool with you guys, I'm going to try to deal with this Act deck guy here. I only have 1 action to do it, because I'm going to have to spend 2 actions to move.
Okay.
But we're going to try to do this as best I can. I'm going to spend my action to do the Investigate on Man with a Pallid Mask. So I'm going to get 7 baseline.
Your lobby doorway needs to be revealed.
Yep, that will reveal it. It has no clues on it.
So spend some in game 5 resources.
But you must remember that you stole from the box office, which could have negative effects later on in the campaign. So that would get added to our campaign log. It also costs an action to do. It's well worth it, but I don't know if the negative effect is gonna be worth doing that. I'm gonna spend a resource on my mask, me +2. That's me 9 versus the Shroud of 4 because it gets +2. 9 versus 4 for my last thing. That I have 0 horror on me, so that's -1. Which is success, and that then discards the Pallid Mask, and it advances the action deck. Seed instead of discovering clues, defeat the man in the Pallid Mask. Yeah, so he's gonna go and he's gonna go back and he set aside stuff. He has no victory points on him. All right.
All right, so yeah, so that moves down here and then
And it flips over. Instead of discarding him, move him to the lobby. I wish I had read that beforehand. Add 2 tablet tokens to the chaos bag. Let me add 2 of those.
Place 1 horror on the
That's
location.
not what I want. How do I add these?
He was moved from.
Copy.
So I put the horror on on the location he was moved from.
Okay. So until the end of the scenario, horror on locations represents the advancing ooze. Each location with horror gains force. After you leave this location, test for agility. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Keep this card next to the act deck as a reminder and advance to Act 3.
To Act 3A, yeah.
The stranger must know the way out. We have to follow him. While the man in the Pallid Mask is not in play, the lobby gains resign. So we have to kill him again to get him removed from play, or investigate again. Force at the end of the round, place 1 horror on each location with no horror that's connected to a location with horror. The objective, if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advance. So we need to get to the lobby, defeat the man in the Pallid Mask, and get the hell out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and test my my thing here. I don't have any icon. Oh, I got 1 back. I did get 1 back for revealing that location here. And so I'm going to spend this to get myself +2 to will. So I'm going to be 5 versus 3. -1, this is success. I can get rid of Frozen in Fear. So I'll be able to move twice. I'm going to have to test agility a bunch of times. All of these areas have fear on them, or have horror on them, which is not ideal. So we may just actually need someone to just pick him up and beat his ass.
Oh, well, he happens to be in the right room with the right person.
True, it's going to cost an action to engage him, but we just need to get him taken care of, and then we need to get to the theater. Which I can afford to soak the damage, so me moving to get there is not a big deal. Next turn.
I have a trick I can do for it for myself.
Yeah, so basically everyone else's objective is to get here and be ready to spend an action to resign as soon as we kill the man in the pallid mask.
So I have to spend an action to engage him.
Yes,
and
because
then I
he's
can attack
aloof.
him.
Wait,
Alright.
can I take mine first? I have a goal set here.
Okay, what's your plan? Your train of thought here? What do you plan to do?
I have painkillers.
Mm-hmm. So that'll heal you health and give you horror. You have to move there twice, and you have to test 4 agility in each room that has a horror you move out of. So you have to just.
Yeah, so I don't have to do that once.
Yes.
So
Okay. So you have the
I'm only
lobby
gonna
there.
test out of that once. So I can get in there and then just pop painkillers, too.
Which will give you 1 horror and heal you a health.
Yep.
Can
And
you,
and when I take that horror, he takes damage.
he
for
takes the
saves.
damage, and then that'll then only require. Hang
He
on,
would take 2 more damage.
he only does 1 horror. That's. Well, technically, ukulele's not moving, so he could, in theory, pop mechanics wrench. You don't even
I can
have
deal
to,
3 damage to him.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. He can pop mechanics wrench and make him attack him, which then makes mechanics wrench available to actually fight with. So he'll take a damage from that, and then mechanics wrench does +1 damage. That's 3 damage right there. You don't even have to worry about doing the shenanigans. Just get there, and I would say move after he kills the man in the pallid mask. That way you have your 3rd action to resign.
There, yeah, that's good.
Is
that
it
is
whose turn?
I would say I'm already gone, so I'm gonna have to be the last one to get out probably. So I would say if you want to go and deal with the man in the pallid mask, and then we can the other people can go so they can resign, and then next turn, provided nothing terrible happens, you can then resign and I'll get out. I say even if you have extra action after dealing with him, stay in case I draw a monster, so you can help me out.
Okay.
All right, so it'll be 1 action to engage him.
But wait, what was that thing? There's something about like if there's a horror on a location, what happens?
If you try to leave it, it has force now.
Yeah, so if you try to leave it, you have to test 4 agility. You're not going to be leaving that location because the way out is in the lobby. Because of the actic, the lobby has gained use an action resign while the man in the pallid mask is not there. Is not in play. So we have to remove him from play. We're going to have to actually kill him. So that he gets discarded, and then we can resign for an action in that area.
Okay. I'm going to use toe-to-toe, which is an automatic success, which is...
You cannot fight him yet. You'll have to engage him first.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
you said,
I do
move
that.
into the lobby.
Okay.
That's the theater. Lobby is here.
Oh, the lobby is there. Oh, that's... Oh, never mind. Okay, that's...
Never mind, then.
You could still do it. You have to move 1 and take a damage in a horror. It's actually not good.
I can't take any more horror because
yeah.
he's gonna retaliate with a horror and I'll die.
He doesn't have retaliate.
Yeah. But so here's the whole thing.
He has
I
to be able
can
to
move down. Oh,
Yeah, maybe
I
you
can
do
move
that and move down
I can
and-
engage him. And I can try to pull the fight. Even if he hits me, he does horror. He gets damage for that shit.
It's only once per round though, so that's
Right.
not per phase. So you can get a multi damage. That may be the good.
Right.
Yeah,
So I can painkiller my phase to do 1 damage to him as well.
yeah. So that's actually do that and then I would definitely engage on him so he fights you, and he'll do his damage and then he'll get a second one during his turn. There'll be 1 damage that has to be done to him then. And since he's engaged onto an investigator, you can swing otherwise and not have to take the additional horror from attacking you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'd actually need Agnes to go first here then.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and spend my first action, move down.
Okay.
Second action to engage him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna set him as 1 of my threat.
Yep.
And because, should I go? Do you think I should swing or should I painkiller him here?
So if you're gonna painkiller, you have to painkiller before you engage him. You can do painkiller damage to him without being engaged, but if you engage him first, he's gonna do attack of opportunity on you.
Which is fine, because then that's, if I was gonna play,
It's just an
painkiller,
extra
then-
damage if you do it in that order, because you'll take one for painkiller, you'll heal a health and take one horror and do a damage that way, and then the damage he does to you from the attack of opportunity from you playing painkillers while he's engaged isn't going to do anything to him. It's just going to give you an extra point of horror on you. If you do it in the other order, if you do painkiller first, he takes the damage and then you engage him, which
Okay,
keeps Daniela
now
safe, but you don't take 2 horror, you just take 1.
Okay, so yeah, then I'll hold off for that. I'll do it in that order because now I understand what. So I spend 1 resource. Lay down painkillers. Where does painkillers go?
It just goes in one of your blank slots on the side here.
Okay. And so I can just use the use, right? So
Yep.
I spend just one
So
spot.
it's a lightning bolt. The lightning bolts can be done during your turn as a player window. They can also be used in other. So you can use it in the enemy phase after an enemy moves with Hunter, even if no enemies move with Hunter. So you could, in theory, trigger it again in the enemy phase before he hits you, if you needed to, but you don't, because he's gonna do damage anyway. And then you could trigger it again. You could technically trigger it a second time in the upkeep phase and kill him in the upkeep phase.
So I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 supply to pretty much switch it around. So I take 1, lose 1 of my damage to put 1 horror on. That does 1 damage to him.
Yep. If you want to go and do your thing to engage, I will
Yeah.
put the damage on him. Oh, you're already going. Cool.
Yeah, I got that here, and then we'll set the engage here. So he's now locked to me.
Cool. He has 2 health left. Technically, Daniela doesn't need to do any damage to him because he will if you, assuming you trigger this 3 times, in the you trigger it 2 more times. So you trigger it once in the enemy.
I'm gonna trigger it again during upkeep phase.
Yeah, so you trigger. He hits you for 1 and does a horror. So that'll do damage to him, and then you trigger it again in the upkeep phase to kill him. Daniela just has to get here and then be ready to resign next turn.
Yep.
Okay.
So everyone's point is just get to lobby.
Yeah, so we all have to just get to the lobby. So if you guys want to do that in whatever order, I've already done my turn to advance us here. I should be able to get there next turn and resign since it's actually closer than I thought it was going to be, and I have to take 2 of those agility tests. I'm just literally going to just go at it and just soak the damage because I'm full health right now.
Yeah, that's what I was like. We said lobby. And I'm like, I know where lobby is, and like, wait, you put it in theater.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like, wait a second.
I forgot that was the not the thing.
That's why I was like, when I read it, I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, like, and this is why I like playing with more people, because people can correct me when I do so stupid stuff. There's the course that comes with a 3 scenario campaign called Night of the Zealot. The last thing, I kept misreading the final agenda card, thinking that it spawns the big elder god, or ancient one, I think is what it actually is. At like agenda 3, it actually spawns it at agenda 4. And so I made it infinitely harder and almost impossible for us to clear otherwise. Which actually caused us to fail our first time playing through that campaign. And we ended up having to do, there's a mechanic to sacrifice a scenario ally to get a bad, basically the bad end. We ended up clearing it again on standard. Like beginning of this week, I think? Like Sunday or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
And that was with Rex and Daniela as the premium combo. But yeah, so if we want to do that, yeah, so you guys just need to get in there. Getting over there shouldn't be an issue for Stella, because it's a 4 agility test. It's just getting Daniela over there. And you do have...
has it.
Yeah. Bandages can't soak... damn it. I was thinking bandages could soak horror, but it can't. It's only damage.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we can just go. It doesn't matter what order you guys go in. So whoever wants to go.
All right. 2 actions to move to the lobby.
And you're going to test your agility twice. 5 versus 4.
Okay, easy enough.
That's 1 success. And again. -4, that'll be a failure. You'll take 2 horror and... Is it just a horror for doing it? I'm double checking. Sorry, you take 2 horror and 1 damage because of how you drew.
Sure.
And then you got an action to do whatever you need to. You can't resign yet because the guy's still in play. I guess you technically failed one, so you have 2 actions left to do whatever you want.
Correct.
And you can draw a card.
So let me ask you this, because I want to just,
Oh, yeah.
to make sure because depending on how this was done, when you're we did the forced here, right?
Yep.
He was technically moving from this room to this one. Which one did he count as failing in?
It doesn't really matter, does it?
It would because of initially throwing out a whore initially.
Oh, because the test occurs before you move, so you move from here to here and here to here. So we had
then there's no whore here.
This room already had horror. We didn't add horror there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no horror has been added. That room already had horror, which is why it was going to be hard for me to get to what I thought was the lobby, which is actually the theater, because I was going to have to take 2 tests, and I don't have 5 agility. I have 3.
Trust me, I understand.
Oh yeah,
a similar scenario.
Oh,
I was just like, shit, this is gonna be hell.
So one of the new investigators, Kohaku Narakami, and I can actually go pull him and show him to you guys. He has his stat line is 4431.
Oh yeah, you showed us yesterday.
Yeah, Kohaku here
This
is 4431, and so this would be absolutely killer for him.
But all right. So, what's Stella's last 2 moves?
Could be to get rid of one of these cards in your hand.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. He'll kill one of them.
Yeah, just pick the one that's the worst.
Yeah.
Cannot play events, yeah. All right, and then Daniela.
So what test do I have to pass?
It's an agility 4 to move out of this area. Otherwise, you take 1 damage and 1 horror.
I don't think I can pass that.
Well, you still have 2 horror left.
Ooh,
as long as you don't pull...
as long as it doesn't pull tablet cultist or
Ugh, that could be bad.
or the element
can anyone commit anything that gives feat to a test? I cannot. I only have a single card that gives book in my hand.
I have nothing.
One thing.
I have an asset that gives 1 agility.
I mean, anything that can help here.
Yes, that would be a 4.
Yeah, 4 versus 4.
See, is there anything else I can commit here? Nope. All right,
I mean,
you willing to commit that?
Yeah, take it.
Alrighty, here we go.
As long as it's not certain things, and you're dead.
That's gonna make him go insane.
Yep.
Wah, wah.
Because you're gonna take.
Oh,
2
that's
more.
really unfortunate. Okay. I think that ends up just giving you trauma, but I'll double check what that actually means in the rules real fast while you guys are going. I don't know if anyone else has turns left to do. Insanity. What page is that on? How does that... Actually, I may have to just look it up on the internet. Let's see. It's not under I.
Page 18.
Page...
Horror. See sanity and horror. Page 18.
Okay, cool. Page 18. Sanity and horror. Equal then campaign investigator is defeated by taking horror equal to his sanity value, suffers 1 mental trauma. Taking mental trauma may cause an investigator to be driven insane. See campaign play for 5. Okay, so you're just gonna end up taking 1 mental trauma. I don't think it actually removes you from the game. It's just you just take. Hang on, let me check page 5 for campaign play. And just double check what this means for this. I think you're still going. You're just gonna take a mental trauma at the end of this scenario.
You were just on. I saw trauma there too.
A trauma.
Trauma's here at the top left.
I just want to see if it's got an. If investigators killed or investigators defeated by taking horror equal to his or her sanity, he or she suffers mental trauma. Recorded the campaign log. For each mental trauma, an investigator has got.
Okay, so eliminated from the scenario, but not from the campaign. Yeah.
Okay, so you are eliminated from the scenario, but not from the campaign.
Yeah, for each physical trauma investigator has, the investigator grants each subsequent scenario in the campaign with 1 damage. If
Yeah.
the investigator has physical trauma equal to his or her printed health, the investigator is killed.
We're looking at sanity though.
Equal to his center. So yeah, she's going to gain 1 mental trauma. for the
Yeah,
log. So he's just gonna start with 1 damage on mental trauma for the rest of the campaign.
Defeated in a scenario. The scenario isn't. Okay. Elimination. Elimination scenario. Anytime his or her investigator is defeated, or she resigns. The only manner in which elimination investigators impact the game, interact with the game, establishing per investigator values. Use cards, controls the plays. Didn't choose any investigator. The no remaining players for scenario ends reached. No resolution was reached. Okay, so technically we can still advance this.
Yeah. Especially because what this says is
if each undefeated investigator has resigned, advanced. So while Daniela Reyes is defeated, the rest of us can still resign and get out of here. All right, and that is going to be all the turns there. So that will move into the upkeep phase because there are no enemy phase first. He will do he will do a horror to you,
which means he takes 1
and he takes
more
the
damage. So I got that there. I've already up my horror.
All right, and then in the upkeep phase, you can trigger your effect again.
Phase, I swear I clicked the token.
Sometimes if you're zoomed out too far, it causes some problems. You'll
so
take a horror.
Trigger that. So I'm going to recover health, do that, and we remove the pallid man during upkeep.
Yep, he is gone, and now we just have to resign. Hopefully the Mythos phase doesn't fuck us. Let me actually upkeep my stuff. Cool, that's not the card I needed. All right, so draw your encounter cards. A Doom goes on the agenda.
Oh, it's a poltergeist.
So, funnily enough, resigning does not cause an attack of opportunity. I got rats. I'm just gonna soak this damage and just move.
I got rats as well.
Yeah, you're already in the right place, so you two can just literally just resign. I will move 1, soak all the damage for failing, and then just resign and be good.
And resign just is a success at this game.
It's an automatic action, or not? It just takes an action to do. Yeah, so we don't have anything really bad. Oh, this actually gets discarded. And so investigator phase. If you guys want to just do your turns and just immediately resign.
Yeah, done.
I'm gonna move. Yep. I'm gonna test 3 versus 4. I'm gonna fail with a -1, so I'll take 1 damage, 1 horror. Or sorry, 2 damage, 1 horror, because the rat will attack me too. To move here, I'll spend my second action to resign, and that will be the end of the scenario. So it does seem, as far as I can tell, that the even defeated investigators will get full experience. It's just you just can't do anything more in that scenario. So let me actually. Did you already flip it?
Yes.
All right. The stranger gives you a slight bow as he steps through the lobby's front entrance, opening a glass door that was not there a moment before. A sudden cacophony of noise erupts around you, and you fear the building has only seconds before it is destroyed. You flee, crashing through the front doors and leaving the ruined theater in your wake. Several blocks away, you take a moment to rest and think about what you witnessed. The investigators must decide, choose one. Either option A, we have to warn the police about what's going on, or option B, the police won't believe us, we have to solve this mystery on our own.
So
what do you guys
route
do?
1 or route 2?
Yeah, so resolution 1 or resolution 2. So do we want to inform the police, or do we think the police will never believe us?
Oh, that's a police will never believe.
Police ain't gonna do shit.
Have you seen?
Just to be the dissenting voice, I think we should inform the police. We'll leave it up to Ukulele to decide.
They won't even. They won't even stop a robber.
True.
They're gonna stop an Eldritch War.
True. I just don't know what that particular route does, so I figured it'd be interesting. Ukulele, what do you think? Do we inform the police or do we solve this on our own?
Let's solve it on our own.
All right, it's 3 versus 1, so we're doing resolution 2. All right, let's see. That is not resolution 1. Resolution 2. You think about what is going. You think about going to the police, but considering the horrors in the theater, they're more likely to think you're mad than believe your story. A small part of you wonders if this is still some kind of prank, but that can't be the case. It was all too real, too terrifying to forget. Wondering what course of action to take, you find yourself backtracking over your escape route, returning to the theater with cautious steps. The bright glare of headlights drills into your eyes as the cars pass on the street, splashing dirty rainwater onto the sidewalk beside you. Soon, the Ward Theater comes into sight, its bright lights dominating the streets of downtown. You expect the theater to be in ruins, but its exterior looks the same as it did when you arrived to see The King in Yellow earlier that night. You walk to the front of the window, the front window of the Ward Theater, and tentatively peer through, but it is too dark to see anything inside. Just then, a chill brushes the nape of your neck, and you feel that you are being watched. You turn and spot a shadow fleeing around the corner. A swarm of roaches skitters across the sidewalk, following the shadow's wake. Your muscles tense with uncertainty, and you round the corner in pursuit. Standing unconcerned on the sidewalk is a familiar-looking man with a featureless, pallid mask. His unwavering gaze bears down upon you. "Who are you?" you call out. The stranger does not respond, and instead turns and disappears into the alleyway behind the theater. You give chase, hoping for answers, but by the time you reach the alleyways, it is empty, save for a notice on the wall near the theater's employee entrance. Don't be a wet blanket. Come to The King in Yellow cast party, 8 p.m. at the home of Constance Domain, 1452 Atlantic Avenue. Formal dress only. You tear the notice from the wall and take it with you, hoping it will lead you to some answers. Do you think it was wise to not warn anyone? In your campaign log, record that you chose not to go to the police. Mark 1 doubt in your campaign log. We chose not to go to the police. In your campaign log, record that the stranger is on to you. Add the man in the pallid mask weakness to the lead investigator's deck. Does not count towards the deck size. For the remainder of this campaign, anytime the bearer of the man in the pallid mask leaves the campaign for any reason, a new investigator choose a new investigator, become the bearer of the man in the pallid mask weakness, and add it to the investigator's deck. So I will have to make notes that is now in my deck. Let me note that the man in the pallid mask is on to us. And then, a little bit of lag there. In your campaign log under Chasing the Stranger, place 2 tally marks for the remainder of the campaign. Keep a running tally of the number of times the man in the pallid mask is defeated during a game. Each tally will bring you 1 step closer to the truth. I'll do that in a second. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in victory display. So we have 3 in the display plus 4 in the play area that we cleared tokens off of. That's actually not true. The trap room is not going to count because, and neither is the lighting box room because they have enemies on them with things. So we actually get 5 experience, not 7. It's just miscalculated there. 2 tally marks there. So we all gained 5 experience though. Ukulele suffers 1 mental trauma, and we all get 5 unspent experience if we wanted to continue this next week or in 2 weeks. So we'll leave that all up to you guys. That being said, it has been a wonderful stream. Thank you all for coming out to hang with us tonight, and for all of you guys for playing. Hopefully you enjoyed your first game, or in the case of Ukulele and I, our 20th game of Arkham Horror deck building game. And this has been Gravion and friends signing out. Thank you all so much for watching.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful night. Thank you all. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.